随着8月份炎热天气，纽约洋基队回到自己的主场，马上要跟多伦多蓝鸟队进行比赛。而且到了8月初，大家常常想到的就是过去洋基队的队长，也就是在 Monument Park 所看到的 Thurman Munson 呢，他的忌日。那我们不断纪念呢这位过去洋基队伟大的选手，一面来看洋基跟多伦多蓝鸟队3连战的第2场比赛。各位观众，大家好，欢迎收看由公共电视为您所制作播出的美国职棒大联盟的热赛。我是袁定文。那今天是王建民将要上场啊，担任先发，也他今年球季第23场啊担任先发，而且将要寻求他职棒生涯更高的5连胜，而且他在自己的主场也已经是8连胜了。最近的状况可以说是非常非常的好，不过他碰上的是大联盟这个打击率以及长打最强的多伦多蓝鸟队，而且1周多前呢才跟蓝鸟队进行了一场比赛，不过那场比赛王建民是顺利拿下了一个胜投。那我们来看一下最近在昨天的比赛，两队的第一战，洋基队之所以能够以5-1打败了多伦多蓝鸟队，最主要就是他的 bullpen 3位救援投手都表现得非常精彩，包括 Valone、Parker 以及 Farnsworth 这3名投手加起来投了4局，因为先发的 Jerry Wright 总共才不过投了5局的比赛，所以这3位救援投手精彩的表现，保住了洋基队的领先，也因此让洋基队在3连战的第1场比赛是拔得了头筹。那今天这场比赛，王建民将要碰上的又是前一场跟多伦多蓝鸟队相同的先发投手，也就是 Tad Lilly， 他是9胜9败，4.02投手自得分率，而王建民是12胜4败，3.77的投手自得分率。那昨天的那场比赛，除了这个打击出色以外，那当然王建民最近的状况，来看一下，他最近4连胜，前一场之所以能够可以 shut out 打败魔鬼鱼队，最主要就是靠他的快速直球以及他的伸卡球，让对手打出了非常非常多的滚地球，所以使得他能够拿下他生涯第1场完封胜，只被打2支这个平凡的1垒安打而已。最近4连胜，2.08的投手自得分率，而且4场比赛投了30.1局，只被打25支安打，1支是全垒打，7个保送，5个三振。那另外在昨天呢，非常重要的一名打击者就是 Bernie Williams， 他在满垒的情况下打出了一个清垒的3分打点的2垒安打，所以使得洋基队能够以5-1获得比赛的胜利。那这就是最近这个洋基队以及王建民他的一些状况。那我们知道洋基队在昨天获胜以后，也加上了昨天这个波士顿红袜队是被克利夫兰的印第安人队给打败了，所以使得现在红袜跟洋基可以说是肩并肩并列在美联东区的一个冠军的一个席位。我们来看一下现阶段美联东区的一个排名状况，洋基跟红袜在场差方面是0，没有场差，并列第一。但你看胜率，因为洋基队少打2场比赛，所以他的胜率6.02%，要比红袜队的正好6成要来得高。那另外排在第3的就是蓝鸟队，蓝鸟队也差距的并不是太大。不过蓝鸟因为最近的状况不佳，最近8场比赛输了6场，所以好像跟洋基跟红袜之间的差距有越来越被拉大的一个迹象，这是蓝鸟队必须要特别注意的。尤其他在客场的战绩表现一直今年是非常非常的不理想，而今天又是在客场到纽约来征战。那排在最后2名呢，就是精英队跟魔鬼鱼队，这就是美联东区的一个排名。那另外我们来看一下，是不是外卡的一个排名？因为到了下半球季，已经到了最后2个月了。我们不但注意美联东区的一个排名，也要注意一下在美国联盟这个各个区的第2名的球队那还有一个席次是可以用外卡资格进入到季后赛的。那现在洋基跟红袜这2个球队有一个是要掉下来争外卡，那白袜双城现在对外卡的竞争都非常的热门，白袜甚至跟洋基跟红袜是一模一样的一个场差，他们是并列在外卡的排名第1。那另外双城距离也不远，只有2场差距，蓝鸟差距6场半。那另外西区的第2名就是天使队也有一点点机会，是8场半的一个差距。所以这现阶段是美国联盟外卡的一个资格的一个排名。那再来我们回过头来看王建民。那王建民在前一场投下了职棒生涯的第1场完封，9局只被打2支1垒安打，没有失分，1个三振2个保送，所以他的自得分率是降到了3.77，总计是12胜4败，1次救援成功，这是他现阶段的一个投球的成绩表现。那当然我们还是持续观察他的主场跟客场的一个差异。主场现阶段是8连胜8胜1败的战绩，而且 被打击率只有2成33%，自责分率降到了3以内了，2.91，22个三振，18个保送。那客场呢也有慢慢在进步啊，在朝向一个理想的方向来进行。他是10场的先发，4胜3败，最近是2连胜，1次救援成功，61又1/3局投球，他的被打击率还是高达3成以上。那他的自责分率呢是4.99，23个三振，18个保送。这是现阶段呢王建民的一个出赛的一个在主场跟客场的一个资料。好，现在洋基球场已经开始唱起了美国的国歌以及加拿大的国歌，我们到现场来听一下。现场先唱的是客队加拿大队的国歌。是在美国纽约当地是礼拜3的晚上7点钟就要进行蓝鸟跟洋基队的比赛。唱完了加拿大的国歌之后，现在来演唱的是美国的国歌。好，在两队的国歌演唱之后呢，这场比赛马上即将展开。我们知道多伦多蓝鸟队自从蒙特罗博览会队搬到了华盛顿之后，现在蓝鸟队是唯一仅存在加拿大境内的美国职棒大联盟的球队，所以只有多伦多蓝鸟队来到美国境内来跟这些球队比赛的时候，赛前要唱两国的国歌，这也变成了一种特色。洋基跟蓝鸟今年球季在这场比赛之前已经正好进行了10场比赛的这个交战，而两队打出的成绩呢，正好是5胜5败的一个战绩。
And by Kia Motors, Kia, the power to surprise. Hot, sultry. They expect weather to be warm in August. And Chien-Ming Wang will take the mound, trying to improve on that 12-4 record. We'll check out the Blue Jays starting lineup. It's presented by Rico. Alex Rios in the starting lineup tonight will lead off. Frankie Catalanato second, and Vernon Wells. Troy Gloss, Lyle Overbay, and Eric Hinsky, one of the few hitters who's done well against Chien-Ming Wang. The bottom third, Benji Molina, Aaron Hill, John McDonald, the shortstop, bats ninth. And that lineup will face Chien-Ming Wang. We mentioned he had a shutout in his last appearance. 23 games, a little more than a hit per inning, but he keeps the ball in the ballpark. As John said, he's not a strikeout pitcher. And give us the scouting report on Chien-Ming Wang.
Well, going the distance, Chien-Ming Wang has become a reliable starter on the staff for going deep in the ballgame, giving that bullpen a night off, as evidenced by that complete game his last time out. Home sweet home. He's won his last 8 home games. So he's beginning to really like Yankee Stadium, and Mr. Reliable, like I said. They're counting on him not only to go deep in ball games, but he's become almost one of the aces on the staff now.
And that's a look at the Land Rover pitchers scouting report on Chien-Ming Wang. Quick check at the game time weather conditions presented by Heineken. This will surprise no one when they See these numbers: 97 degrees, humidity 41%, wind rather brisk at 19 miles an hour, and it feels like it's 105. And the first pitch outside for a ball. And just to give you an idea, first we'll tell you Yankee baseball is presented in high definition where available. It's brought to you by Sony Bravia. Give you an idea how hot it is and what effect it had on this area. Fouled out of play, 1-1 for the first time in 137 years. This, of course, August is a special month if you're a horse racing fan, because that's when the races go up to the Spa at Saratoga. And they canceled the races today for the first time in 137 years because of these conditions. 1-2.
Well, you see that good sinking fastball already, Jim. And, you know, Alex Rios back off the disabled list with that staph infection. He was having an all-star year and just trying to get back in the lineup. The Blue Jays maybe say they rushed him a little bit, but he's trying to fight his way back.
Grounded on a couple of high hops to Jeter in the hole. Strong throw. Nice play by Wilson. Craig Wilson in the lineup playing first base. Makes a nice grab of Jeter's throw and tags out Rios.
Well, Jeter makes a nice play in the hole here. You know he's got plenty of arm strength to get it over there. A nice nimble feet there by Craig Wilson. I think all Yankee fans interested to see what kind of job he's going to do at first base. Makes a nice play.
Frankie Catalinato will step in. Boy, he had 4 good at-bats last night. Almost tied the game in his last one. That pitch is on the corner for a strike. Yankee baseball broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. Toward third, couple of hops. A-Rod to Wilson. And typical start for Chien-Ming Wang, 2 ground ball outs. John, let's check out the defense behind Chien-Ming Wang.
Well, the Yankee defense, obviously we saw Craig Wilson over there at first base make a nice play early. Cabrera, Damon, Abreu in the outfield. Rodriguez, Jeter, Cairo, and Jorge Posada behind the plate with Chien-Ming Wang out on the mound.
And you see what Wilson has done in 43 games at first base. Those of you that missed it, we talked about Craig Wilson. Nancy talked to him on the pregame show. Acquired from the Pirates in a trade for Chacon. Here's Vernon Wells. Swings through that one. Wilson will actually serve as the Yankees' #3 catcher. He was an outstanding pinch hitter with the Pirates. He came up as a catcher and playing first base and can do some damage against left-hand pitching.
Valuable guy to have on your club.
Outside for a ball. I mean, you've caught when this guy's hitting. I just keep thinking one of these years he's going to have one of those. And if Toronto ever got to postseason play, people are going to find out what a real superstar Vernon Wells is. Fouled at the plate.
You know, he's made a lot of adjustments at the plate, Jim. He used to be a guy that you could get inside. You can jam him a little bit. He's cleaned up his swing on the inner half. I think he's become a smarter hitter, that he looks for pitches inside now. When he gets them, he doesn't miss them, and he absolutely kills the Yankees at a 375 clip.
Corner, strike 3. Wells caught looking, and Chien-Ming Wang racks up another scoreless inning. Yankees coming to bat against their former teammate Ted Lilly when we come back. Stats: 500 record in 21 starts. Less than a hit per inning. Pretty good strikeout total. High walk total. Let's check out the Land Rover scouting report on Ted Lilly.
Well, he's a familiar face. Yankee fans remember Ted Lilly from his time as a Yankee. He's a lot to handle. He's got 4 pitches, the big curveball, a little cut fastball. When he's on with all 4 of those, he's going to be tough. And the Yankees have done a great job in the past making him work overtime. Make him work hard early in the game, and he'll give up a big hit late in the game.
Damon takes a strike, and when you say well, work overtime, take him into deep counts, but a lot to handle as a catcher and a hitter.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's quality pitches there. There's a lot of zones that he covers, a lot of different speeds. You feel very comfortable at the plate against Ted Lilly. Find yourself going home with an 0 for 3 or an 0 for 4.
Count now 0-2 to Damon. Grounded toward first, over Bay. Nice play. Tosses to Lilly. And Damon retired. Let's check out the Blue Jays in the field behind Ted Lilly.
Well, Benji Molina back behind the plate. You got Frank Catalanato in left, Vernon Wells, a Gold Glover in center, and Alex Rios back in right. Gloss, McDonald, Hill, and Overbay, who just made that nice play right there, and Ted Lilly out on the mound.
And you see Catalanato, even though Frankie's not known for his defense, not going to cover a lot of ground, but he's played 211 games without committing an error. And the hot-hitting Derek Jeter steps in. That's the season average at 354. That's fouled down the right field line. Rios near the stands. Does he make it? Yes, he does. Reaches into the stands and puts it away. And Jeter is retired. So Derek, who was 8 for 16 on the homestand, now 8 for 17.
Alex Rios makes a nice play. The Yankee fans a little disappointed that fan didn't help Derek out right there. I think Derek might have been a little disappointed as well.
Looked like it ricocheted off the, off the fan's arm. Once the ball crosses that barrier, it's fair game for the fans to grab it. And nice action, nice reaction by Rios. No, never got a hand on it. And here's Bobby Abreu in the 3-hole tonight. In for a strike.
The left-hander Ted Lilly, a nice opportunity to give Jason Giambi a little breather. His numbers aren't the best off of Lilly, so Abreu in the number 3 spot.
And delivers with his first hit as a Yankee line single to center field.
I think two things the Yankee fans are going to love about Bobby Abreu. He's going to be patient at the plate, as we saw. He took strike 1, and the ability to use the whole field, kind of like Johnny Damon with some more power the other way. But he stays on the ball so well up the middle, as you can see right here. That's a beautiful swing. Lefties aren't going to give him much of a problem.
And he should get some pitches to hit, as he did right there, because the guy stepping in, Alex Rodriguez, in the cleanup spot, has tremendous numbers against Ted Lilly. Out into right center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Abreu in at second. Rios trying to make a shoe top catch. Caught it on the short hop, and another hit for A-Rod.
Well, Alex had a few hits last night, but he looked more aggressive last night. Here, a first pitch fastball, looks like he's ready to hit from the get-go. He's able to get one to fall in, but he swung at a 3-0 pitch last night very aggressively. That it looks like Alex now has kind of cleared the mindset and is just going to turn it loose and maybe see what happens.
Abreu stops at second, so after 2 quick outs, the Yankees have 2 on and 2 out for Posada.
Ted Lilly must be thinking, here we go again. I get 2 quick outs. Next thing you know, 2-base hit. And he's pitching out of trouble with Jorge Posada in the spot to do some damage.
And you see Posada's numbers, 12 home runs on the year. And Jorge's caught Lilly before, so he knows about it. There's that looping curveball. A 66-mile-an-hour curveball. There's what Jorge's done, the split. Of course, most of his home runs left-handed because he sees more right-hand pitching.
That's what we talked about, though, the 66-mile-an-hour curveball. He'll touch 90 with the fastball.
Like he did right there.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of different speeds. It's a lot of different locations, and you can't get big off him. Just take what he gives you and try and drive the ball up the middle.
Even if you've hit off him before or caught him, it's going to be very difficult to figure a pattern that he's going to go at you with consistently because of all those different speeds and pitches. Another fastball fouled Out of play, 1-2.
You know, you combine a pitcher like Lilly with all those pitches and different speeds, and a catcher like Molina, who has a great reputation of working with the pitching staff. It's going to, you know, the numbers don't reflect it, but Ted Lilly has the ability to go out there and shut down a lineup. I know the Boston Red Sox know about that.
Yeah. Like a cutter inside, 2-2. Yeah, he's made great strides since he came up as a Yankee. Then, you know, it's understandable for a young pitcher. He was very, very tentative. A lot of deep counts. I don't think had confidence in his stuff that maybe he could win in the big leagues, but that's all behind him now. Got him. High fastball. So as John said, he looped a couple slow breaking balls in there and got Posada on the high fastball. So the Yankees strand 2. We've played 1, no score. Tonight for a brand new season of the Giants training camp report. You can join host Bob Papa for the latest news, interviews, team analysis as Big Blue gears up for their 2006 campaign. It's an all-new season of the Giants training camp report. It premieres tomorrow night, 9:30, only on Yes. Hard to believe. Of course, all the seasons run together now. There's very little separation between basketball, hockey, baseball, football. Here's the power hitting Troy Gloss. Just misses the outside corner. John, I would think even though Chien-Ming Wang good at keeping the ball in the ballpark, this might be a little tougher matchup for him because Gloss is a good low ball hitter.
I was just thinking the same thing, and you saw a first pitch slider there to keep him off of just sitting on that one zone, which, like you said, Kitty, would be down and in. It's a power zone for Troy Glaus, and you could see Jorge and Chien-Ming keeping the ball away. And this is a guy you're probably going to have to elevate some four-seam fastballs, maybe change your approach a little bit.
That's on the corner, but didn't get the call from Bruce Dreckman. Wow. Gloss has only seen Wang 3 times. You see Jorge turning his head. I imagine he's probably saying something right now.
Oh, you knew he liked that pitch. And, you know, that's the give and take with the umpire, trying to get a feel for the strike zone. You know, probably not getting on him, just questioning where was it, you know, what do we have to do to get a called strike, and you adjust accordingly.
4-pitch walk. So Gloss, a leadoff base runner here in the top of the second. Tonight's closed captioning is presented by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealer. Yeah, sometime if an umpire hasn't worked behind a pitcher, I know, for example, when Tim McCarver caught Steve Carlton, he would always go to the first base umpire and he'd say, now be alive, because if lefty's slider's working, which it was most of the time, you can get a lot of check swings, so you're going to be an important part of the game. See Overbay's numbers with the average over 300. In for a strike, and I would guess if you're catching Wang, it wouldn't be a bad idea to say, hey, now this guy's got a lot of late movement, so don't give up on the pitch.
That's exactly right. Just don't give up. Stay with it the whole time, and give me a good look right at the end of the strike zone, because that's where a lot of his pitches finish up. See another sinker right here.
Did he go? No, said Gary Darling, the crew chief, and count of 1-1, and let's see if he did or not. I think that, you know, it's always a tough call for an umpire. You try to sell it as a pitcher and catcher, but that probably is the toughest call they have to make.
I can't tell right there, and it's in slow motion.
Right.
You know, it's a tough thing to do right there. We talked about it all the time, though. He's one pitch away from a double play. It's not kind of like Andy Pettitte, as we talked about. It's runners on base, you never panic.
Outside 2-1, and you caught Chien-Ming Wang's first start.
I did, and it was the composure that jumped out at you more than anything. And obviously he's developed into a frontline starter here, but it's not a whole lot that bothers this kid. And, you know, even in the clubhouse, he's a very composed guy, very quiet, gets his work done, but very rarely see him get rattled.
Right to Jeter, soft liner, no chance for the double play, and Overbay is retired.
One of the few balls that we've seen elevated in the strike zone. Lyle Overbay puts a good swing on it. Chien-Ming gets away with it. If you get that one from Chien-Ming Wang, you better do something with it. That's the one to hit right there.
You could see Posada move his glove. That one wasn't on target. Again, another pretty good low ball hitter, Eric Hinske, and he has done well against Chien-Ming Wang. Fouled out of play. Strike one. I always thought guys that were low ball hitters. Now Roger Maris was a low ball hitter, and we would say in the meetings, well, you pitch those guys lower than low. There's Hinske's numbers: 12 home runs, 29 ribbies. Because when they see the pitch low, that's where they like it. They tend to go after it. So if you can get it down around the shins, you might get a ground ball double play.
That's one way to do it, and also maybe change his eye level. And by that I mean throw a four-seam fastball up high so he doesn't feel as comfortable looking down in the zone where he wants it.
Ripped foul. And quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Well, let's look back at Chien-Ming Wang, and who's the catcher? Was that the first out of the game? April 30th, 2 years ago.
Long time ago, but
actually last year, excuse me.
I remember that day well, and like I said, it was the composure that jumped out at you. But Chien-Ming is probably the easiest guy on this staff to catch. Put down that sinking fastball, mix in a few off-speed pitches, and usually it works out pretty well. Jim, I was wondering if you have a guy you know hits you well. I mean, when does it become I'm just going to go to my strengths and take my chances, or I'm going to change my game plan? I mean, when does that decision have to be made?
I don't know if there's a number of at-bats. You know, it depends. Now, I was probably more stubborn and hard-headed than the average pitcher, so it took me a little longer to learn. You know, I'd keep saying, I know I can get him out pitching him that way, but eventually you have to say, well, I've got to change because it's not working. Fouled out of play. And then oftentimes, I mean, there was a former outfielder, Lou Clinton, not really a well-known player, played with the Red Sox and the Yankees. I mean, one year I think he was like 15 for 23 off me, and the late Joe Adcock, great guest hitter, I would begin to walk down and tell those guys what was coming just to see if that worked.
You know, with a guy like Wang with that great pitch, the sinking fastball, you almost get to the point you're just going to take your chances with it, and you know, really don't want him to change his approach all that much.
Front of the plate, fouled off. I think that's when you've got a pitch like that. I mean, there are most pitchers that have to mix up three or four. Like you'll see Mike Messina mix up a lot of pitches. When you got a pitch like Chien-Ming Wang, especially in a double play situation, and I was a sinker ball pitcher, didn't throw as hard as Chien-Ming Wang. I think you can just go to it pitch after pitch if you have command of it. You know, if you think, hey, I can keep this ball outside, down around the knees, and I'm going to get a ground ball. Runner going inside, throw to second. They got him by plenty. Actually, the pitch looked pretty well as well, but it was a nice position for Jorge to throw it. And let's take a look at the low jack caught stealing.
Well, this is a dream come true for Jorge Posada. You get a guy like Troy Glaus trying to time Chien-Ming Wang, and like you said, Jim, it's a pitch up in the strike zone, tailor-made. Just get that ball down there, play catch with Derek Jeter, and you know you're going to get it out.
Glaus looked in, so obviously he thought the hit and run sign was on. That's outside. But if I'm Posada right now, I keep saying to Bruce Dreckman, watch that late. I mean, that pitch before that was a strike. It wasn't too high, and it moved right back across the inside corner.
Well, this is the feeling out period for an umpire. If this continues for a few more innings, you might see things get a little bit more heated. But right now, he's just trying to get a feel for them.
Full count pitch. And another walk. So Hinske draws a base on balls. There are the umpires. Bruce Dreckman behind the plate. Larry Poncino at first. And Ed Hickox. And the crew chief is Gary Darling over at third. So rare for Chien-Ming Wang. 2 walks in 1 inning. But with the soft liner by Overbay and Glaus being throw it out at second. Still got a 2-out, 1-on situation. Right field. Abreu coming on. He'll have to play it on a hop. Hinske thinks about third and stays right there. And the Blue Jays have 2 on and 2 out.
I think the walk is disappointing for Chien-Ming. You know, you get ahead in the count, get it thrown out at second base, and you can't put Hinske away and walk him. And then Benji Molina, we've seen that time and time again, that inside-out swing.
Yeah, he owns that little soft single to right.
It's tough to pitch to. You know he's going to try and do it. Fights it off the other way. He might not be the most productive hitter, but he's a pain in the neck up there.
And here's a guy who's done well against Wang, Aaron Hill. And when I see those numbers, that tells me that that this guy must be a low ball hitter. A pitch outside for a ball. And I wonder if the fact that he has looked at 3 low ball hitters in this inning, if it's kind of taken him out of challenging those hitters like he normally does. He's fallen behind all of them. In for a strike, 1-1.
Aaron Hill's developed himself into a nice little hitter. We haven't seen the power numbers yet, but he's using more of his lower half now than he did last year, and he's starting to drive the ball a little bit better. Hasn't translated into home runs, but he's hitting a lot more gaps than he used to. He sees Wang very well.
Fouled down the third baseline, 1-2. Just outside, or maybe a little high, 2-2.
Didn't look like it misses by much, but you can tell by Jorge Posada's reaction. Wow, looks like a good pitch.
Yeah, it's not too high. Did it miss the plate? From that angle, looks like it might have. Awfully close. And that one did. Another full count. So 3-2, 2 out. And Hinske and Molina will be off. You don't have to worry about Molina. Take a home run to score Benji as John McDonald waits on deck.
Be careful what you say about those catchers, Kitty. Be careful.
Down the right field line, fouled out of play. Actually, some catchers I played with were some of the best. I think Tim McCarver was one of the best base runners I played with. I think John Wathan may still have the record for stolen bases, 36. Johnny Roseboro had some speed. But I don't think Benji, even when he was 18, doesn't look like he had a lot of speed.
I think I agree with you.
Outside, and he lost it. That might be one of the first signs of emotion we've seen from Chien-Ming Wang. Might be the first time we've seen him walk 3 guys in an inning, and that'll bring Gator out of the dugout.
No, and he's not missing by much, but like you said, sometimes you know some guys have good numbers off you. Try and make the perfect pitch, and you're not as aggressive in the strike zone. We'll take a look at this pitch right here. It looks like it might have been around the plate a little bit. If he wasn't giving the other ones, he's not going to give that
right. One. Yeah, you could see him start to make a move toward the dugout. Hinske at third, Molina at second, and now Hill drawing another walk is at first. And as John mentioned before the game, one of the pluses you expect catching Chien-Ming Wang playing behind him is his control. Doesn't usually walk a lot of people. You see McDonald's numbers, just 238, but he's always hit well here. Broken bat, Jeter. Wilson in time, so Despite the 3 walks, Chien-Ming Wang pitches a scoreless second. He pitches around him. Craig Wilson, with his first Yankee Stadium at bat, will lead it off. And we'll check out the J&R Music and Computer World upcoming schedule. Tomorrow afternoon, the finale here, daytime affair. And that'll start at 1 o'clock. Our coverage will begin at noon here on Yes. And then the Yankees take to the road. And I think they hope it'll be a little cooler there at Camden Yards. Normally it isn't in August. Friday night will be on Yes at 7 o'clock. Saturday afternoon, a 4:30 start. And a daytime affair on Sunday. And as you see, a pregame show a half hour prior to all games. So here's Craig Wilson, his first at bat as a Yankee. Breaking pitch inside for a ball, and the Blue Jays must have a scouting report on him that says he is quite a pull hitter, because Overbay's almost over towards second base. There you see him in your picture. Foul outside of third. And by that swing, you can understand why. Craig Wilson, as he came up as a catcher, but really he was an outstanding pinch hitter.
Oh, he was. And, you know, a lot's been made of the numbers on why he hits lefties so well. But you see it right here. A ball down and in. The ball is coming into him, that breaking ball. You take away the idea of a breaking ball going away from you. You look in one zone, maybe inside or down and in, and usually you're going to get it at some point in the at-bat.
There you see what he's done. That was with the Pirates, 13 home runs. One and two is the count, and there's the reason he plays against left-hand pitching. Still good power against right-handers, but much better hitter for average. Boy, when I see a hitter stand up like that with that bat position, you're right. That tells me it's like Troy Gloss. He likes it down. That's just outside.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a tight strike zone tonight.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going both ways. And, you know, I talked to Don Mattingly about Wilson today, and he said he reminds him of Jay Buhner, which you could see with that straight up stance.
Right. In the air to center, Vernon Wells. About as smooth as you can get out there. Puts it away. And Wilson retired, one away at the bottom of the second. And the applause builds in the background, as it does every time this guy comes to the plate. Bernie Williams, you see his overall season numbers, and if you missed last night's game, it was from the left side. Bases loaded double, tied him with Don Mattingly on the all-time doubles list in Yankee history. Foul back, strike one.
We spoke about the big double, and you know, Joe Torre, he's got some decisions to make. You see the double right there tying Don Mattingly, and you know, Bernie's been swinging the bat all well. You know he's going to give you a good at bat in a big spot. You want to make sure you keep that approach fresh as the year goes on.
Inside, 1-1. There's Sal Fasano talking to Jorge Posada. Sal will catch tomorrow's game, day game after night game. Jorge will get a rest. Looks like that's what catchers do, I guess. He talking about Wang?
He's talking about Wang, and I guarantee he's talking about some of the pitches, maybe if they were strikes, and you know, if they thought maybe they should get the call. But you mentioned Sal will play tomorrow. He caught Corey Lytle in Philadelphia, so be a good matchup. Those guys know each other very well. 2-1
to Bernie. And now 3-1, and I don't know if Lilly discussed it with himself or he's finding the zone a little tight. When you see Sal Fasano catch tomorrow, this guy is a big guy, but he has got some great mechanics behind the plate. Unbelievable.
He has the softest hands, I think, of any catcher I've seen since Booney. You would know Booney well.
Yep. Popped up and fouled out of play, 3-2. But the way in that Phillies series, he caught a couple games, and the way he moved, and I said, where'd you learn to catch like that? He said it was as a kid. One of my teammates' dads just showed me a few things. Bob Boone refined it.
Yep.
And he is really the kind of catcher that if you were a young catcher, you'd want to model after him, the way he moves. Couple of hops out towards short. McDonald is there. Awful mark to Overbay, but Overbay makes a nice grab and a tag, and Bernie's retired, 2 away.
See the throw off line a little bit. McDonald has plenty of time, and Overbay does a nice job over there. You get back to Sal Fasano. I mean, he's a guy I think who's a perfect fit for this team. Nick Green has done a nice job in a backup role, but more the personality for the backup guys. You know, Sal takes a lot of pride in his catching and working with the pitching staff, being able to help guys, and that goes a long way here in a backup catcher position.
Melky Cabrera, the number 8 hitter, takes a strike. Lytle will start tomorrow afternoon's game, his first start as a Yankee. There's Melky's numbers: 4 home runs, 32 ribbies. Looping curve in for a strike.
You see Sal, he's sitting next to Carl Pavano, who threw off the mound today in a little simulated game, talking about how that went today, and Carl was very encouraged.
And Gary Sheffield sitting there as well, so lots of possibilities sitting on that Yankee bench. This was 405. Even Randy Johnson checking out Pavano's action. Pitch to Melky, foul back, 1-2.
You know, when you want a scouting report, you go to the hitters who faced him.
Yeah.
I went to Nick Green today, and Nick said the ball was really jumping out of his hand. He was very impressed with how he threw. There's number 17. It's a good number.
Yeah.
But Nick was very impressed with how he threw. So the Yankees are keeping their fingers crossed they might have somebody down the stretch for him.
A couple of hops out to McDonald, and again the throw this time on target to Overbay. So the Yankees retired here in the bottom of the second. We've got 2 in the books. No score. Alex Rios. Wednesday, August 16th, and yes, tune in for the premiere of Yankeeography 1996. The 8-time Emmy-winning series looks at the storied 1996 season. New manager, rookie shortstop, and amazing will to win ushered in the modern-day Yankees dynasty. John Sterling will host that Yankeeography 1996, and it premieres Wednesday, August 16th at 11, only on Yes. As you see on the Coors Light scoreboard, no score. We head to the top of the third, and Alex Rios takes a strike. In the air to right, Abreu was there near the warning track, puts it away. A rare air out recorded by Chien-Ming Wang. And between innings, maybe this is what Gator was saying: keep the ball down.
Oh, I think he saw something right away. The 3 walks in the inning will tell you everything you need to know. Chien-Ming only walked 2 his last outing. You see Ron Guidry right on top of it right away. He was mentioning something it looked like before, telling him about his front shoulder. Keep that shoulder. There it is, driving towards home plate. You do that, you're going to be effective. So nice job, Gator, right on top of it.
That's why when you see players from different countries, you don't really have to speak the language. That's a language all its own. When you see pitching coaches and catchers communicating with pitchers. Here's Catalanato. He takes a strike. Had a chat with Frankie before the game today, and you see his numbers. He's an outstanding hitter. Grounded out in his first at bat. 0-2, but he almost tied the game last night. And I said, wow, you had 4 good at bats, and you might relate to this as a catcher. He said, you know, Posada went out to the mound, and he said, I know they might remember that double I hit on an inside pitch, so I'm saying, okay, they're going to throw it away. And he nicked it. He fouled it off. He said, okay, if they're going away, I'm going to move up on the plate. And he almost jerked one and tied the game. So that's kind of the little thinking that goes on between hitter, pitcher, and catcher.
And you know, when you have a guy like Catalanato who's a good hitter mechanically, I mean, just to begin with, he's going to hit no matter what. But he's a smart hitter. He pays attention. He pays attention to patterns. See Sidney Ponson doing his homework out there.
Just inside, and again, Wang, you never see that kind of emotion from Chien-Ming Wang.
Never. You see this 2-seam fastball come back. Looks like a good pitch right there.
But you see, he's looking at where Posada caught it, and you see that overhead look because of the late movement. It really kind of broke around the plate, according to Dretman. That's Fouled out of play again. You'll see some umpires that'll call it where the catcher catches the ball, and that's why sometimes it's deceiving to us and to fans and even players. Because what are you, 6 feet behind the plate?
Yeah, good
5 to 6, yeah.
Sure. When you see that kind of emotion from Chien-Ming, it jumps out at you, and Jorge's got to make sure he doesn't get himself out of his rhythm that he usually keeps himself in.
Ground foul. Let's check out the Bacardi scouting report on Frankie Catalanato.
Well, you see Hitman. He idolized Don Mattingly growing up, and he does the same thing. He piles up a lot of hits, line to line. We saw last night. He can go to left field line. He can hit the ball down the right field line, and home sweet home from Smithtown, New York. Likes coming to Yankee Stadium.
Another foul. When I see those pitches, Chien-Ming Wang looking in, I think of former Met manager Davey Johnson, played second base for the Orioles, teammate of mine at Philadelphia. Dave McNally was having some problems like that. The late Dave McNally, great left-hand pitcher, good movement on the fastball, but just missing the corners. And so between pitches, actually I think it was between innings, looped out into short center. Damon coming on is going to have to. Oh, Jeter got it. Wow. Well, I should never underestimate that. I mean, he makes that play better than Jerry Rice. Wow, what a play.
I'm glad you mentioned Jerry Rice going over his shoulder like a wide receiver. We've seen it so many times. There's nobody better at this play than Derek Jeter. Looked like Johnny Damon was the only one that had a chance. And
man, there are just not many shortstops. I had a chance to see Ozzie Smith out at Cooperstown. I think the Wizard would be proud of that play. And takes a hit away from Catalanato. Now 2 out for Vernon Wells.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah. Outside for a ball. And again, he might as well quit looking in because he's not going to get him. Davey said to Mac, why don't you use the, and he's motioning to the Yankee dugout. Your pitch was outside. He said, use the favorable deviation theory. Mac said, what's that? He said, well, throw it for the middle of the plate, and if it deviates one way or another, it's still going to be a strike. That is 1-1. In on the handle, Alex will play it cleanly and throws to Wilson in time. And Wang has a 1-2-3 inning. Scoreless again. We head to the bottom of the third. Great play by Jeter. Helped out Wang. Miguel Cairo to lead it off. Well, let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers. Brought to you by Verizon Online DSL. Now a great low price, and it'll be Sean Markham with a record of 1-0, high earned run average. And first start by Corey Lytle as a New York Yankee. That was his numbers with the Phillies. Our coverage will start at noon. Game time 1:05. Miguel Cairo to lead it off. Seeing the Coors Light scoreboard, no score. In the air to left, Catalanato back near the track, still drifting, and puts it away. So the ball's carrying pretty well out there, long out. Well, we want to send good wishes along to Maz's daughter Jenna, excuse me. Lee Mazzilli said to be sure to tell her Daddy loves you. She is recovering, getting better each day, but still under the weather. So Maz wants to, as we all do, send along best wishes to Jenna. Hope you get ready. Hope you get better real soon. And Maz wanted to be sure to say that Daddy loves you. You got a smile for her. Damon takes a strike. Johnny's average under 300 at 295. Whoa, real slow pitch from Livy there. You don't often see a lot of changeups, left-hand pitcher, left-hand hitter.
We talked about it, a lot to handle. You know, you could see a changeup inside. See Benji setting outside, and it kind of goes to the middle of the plate, but he just gives you a lot of different looks, a lot to handle.
That's outside for a ball, and then the fans might say, well, why don't you throw changeups here for your left-hand pitcher to left-hand hitter? Most of the time, because it just, if you leave it in the middle of the plate or in, it's such an easy pitch to golf over the right field fence. Loops that out into left. Catalinato coming on will make the grab. 2 away.
The first time I saw that, Greg Maddux threw me a changeup inside on an 0-2 count. And those guys, the location pitchers like a Maddux, are able to do that because they're not going to make the mistakes all that often. It's a dangerous pitch, like you said, if you don't get it where you want it.
Here the hand for Derek Jeter, who made a great catch in the top of the 3rd inning. He steps in now with 2 out, nobody on. In for a strike. This is what Derek had to say about Ted Lilly, and Derek has not hit him particularly well. Knows how to pitch for us. He's only gotten better, and you have to be patient with him, as John has been saying. He's got an awful lot of speeds and pitches he throws at you. Headed for the gap, right center field. Wells looking up, gone. Well, he solved him that time. And Jeter puts the Yankees on the board. They lead it 1-0.
Well, we talked about that changeup being a pitch that if you make a mistake, it's going to get hit hard. It looked like maybe a BP fastball or a changeup away. Derek Jeter gets it up in that jet stream, and when it heats up here at Yankee Stadium, the ball really jumps.
His 8th of the year as Abreu takes a strike. Now an 11-game hitting streak. Yeah, when he hit this, I didn't think it was going to be gone. That was going to be a double.
When it heats up, boy, you hit that jet stream in right center, it really jumps out of
here. In on the hands to Abreu, 0-2. That might be that pitch right there. Put that on the videotape. You do not see many left-hand and not enough left-hand pitchers run that ball up and in on left-hand hitters, and that pitch right there shows you how effective it can be. And then comes away with a breaking ball, just misses, 1-2. They didn't want it there, but it got up and in on Bobby Abreu, and that's just a tough pitch for a left-hand hitter to handle.
Especially a guy who likes the ball away from him. Showed that his first at bat, smoking a ball up the middle.
2-2.
Well, the one thing that we're seeing from Bobby Abreu early in his Yankee career, he is not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He'll get deep into the count. It's a nice, simple approach when he gets behind, and sees a lot of pitches.
Down the left field line, and Abreu has another hit. This will hop down in the corner. Catalinato will play it, and Abreu with a 2-out double. He's 2 for 2.
Like you said, the 2-strike approach when he gets deep, he just stays up the middle the other way. Ball jumping off his bat to left field right here, but like you said, Kitty, throws that ball up and in, trying to get him out away. Here's the swing. You can see the bat stay through the zone a long time. Gives him the ability to sit back on a lot of pitches and see it just a little bit longer, and 2 for 2.
If you just joined us, happy to have you with us here on the Yes Network. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Chien-Ming Wang has recorded 3 scoreless innings. Jeter just hit his 8th home run, put the Yankees on the board, and A-Rod steps in with Abreu at 2nd and 2 out. And that's grounded foul. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Jim Cott. This is the middle game of the 3-game series. And series, an important word for the Yankees, because, boy, they have not lost many. They keep plugging along, winning 2 out of 3. And that's why Joe Torre's team now in first place in the American League East. Just inside, 1-1. Way outside, 2-1. Going back to that Abreu at bat and that pitch up and in, even though it was by a mistake. Pitchers seem hesitant to double up on that pitch. That's why you see Damon, you see Abreu, David Ortiz. I don't know what any left-hand hitter you can't come up with that they're so comfortable with 2 strikes because they know they're not going to get pushed off the plate. 3-1. First base open, Posada on deck, and A-Rod has hit Lilly rather well. That might be the reason for this.
Saw Alex last night swinging a 3-0 pitch, being very aggressive. Obviously, if he gets a pitch here he likes, he's going to turn it loose.
And he did, in on the handle. Hill out. Second baseman will make the grab in short right field, but this puts the Yankees on the board. They lead it 1-0 after 3 innings because of this swing. Derek Jeter's 8th home run of the year. We head to the top of the 4th when we come back. Head to the top of the 4th inning, and that means we're going to give you the Aflac trivia question. And the question is, Chien-Ming Wang is the 4th Yankee pitcher with double-digit wins in his sophomore season under Joe Torre. Who are the other 3? Think of 2 of them. Got an inkling who the 3rd might be. We'll, of course, show you the answer at the bottom of the 4th. Troy Gloss steps in, drew a 4-pitch walk in his first plate appearance. That's in for a strike. And it's this kind of night when the trainers, they don't only take care of the players, but they take care of the umpires. As Bruce Dreckman drinking some fluids, getting cooled off. Outside, 1-1. I was talking to Stevie Donahue about that, the assistant trainer. I guess down in the dugout you drink some Pedialyte. I guess they got a little lemon water solution and some Powerade.
Gene Monahan was working early, about 5:30. I saw him bringing all those things out to the dugout.
In for a strike, 1-2.
And we mentioned that the Yankees wanted to get Ted Lilly's pitch count up and make him work early in the game, and hopefully he would make some mistakes later. Chien-Ming Wang's pitch count is up now. 50 pitches in the 4th inning without an out. And Toronto hasn't done any damage, but they're making him work.
Got him. Walked him on 4 pitches the first appearance. Strikes him out now. 1 away.
It's a pitch right there he's been making all night, but the Blue Jay hitters haven't swung at it, and there Troy Glaus takes a shot. But you mentioned a good low ball hitter. Just kept it just underneath that zone.
There's the pitch count John was talking to, and not as good a strike ball ratio as Chien-Ming Wang usually has, but the one thing he's got going for him, he can get you 3 outs in about 6 pitches and get that pitch count right back in order. Another strike. Man, he's not only the ball jumps in the warm weather, but the ball's jumping out of his hand. These pitches are 96, 97 miles an hour. Of course, most scouts will say the Yankee gun's about 2 miles an hour faster than other stadiums. Right back to Chien-Ming Wang. He's handled a lot of those. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Well, this is what we're used to from Chien-Ming Wang, a little tapper right in front of the mound, and he's played a gold glove type defense. And there's Ron Guidry. I mean, he made that little adjustment with Wang in the dugout, and since then he's retired 5 straight and looking like he's back on track. It's amazing what a pitching coach or a hitting coach can do during the course of a ball game.
Boa struck his funny bone. That was who just walked past Gator.
But he can do that, can't he?
Oh, yeah. Off-speed pitch in for a strike. Played with Keith Hernandez, who was into every pitch as much as any player I played with, and I put Bo in that same category. But even as a coach, I mean, he makes Jello nervous. He doesn't sit still at all. 0-2. So Wang one pitch away from having an economical fourth inning. Just outside, 1-2. Blue Jays have just one hit, but John mentioned the pitch count. Very rare. Chien-Ming Wang walked. The bases loaded in the second inning. Just a bit low, 2-2.
When you know a hitter has good numbers off of you, he makes you do things like this. You get ahead 0-2, and then all of a sudden you try and make that perfect pitch. Even the count up at 2-2, and just trust your stuff, make a good pitch, and take your chances.
Fouled out a play you mentioned earlier. When a hitter finally shows you that he owns you, when do you change? I always thought if you have it, the best thing to do is to really take a lot off your pitches. I mean, I played with some great hitters like Tony Oliva, Rod Carew, and when they were hot, they were tough to get out. But the one pitch that would give them more trouble than any is really a soft curveball or something off speed to try to destroy their timing. Another one in on the hands, and Hinske keeping the inning alive. Hit well to right field. Abreu on the run. Can't get it. He's going to play it off the wall. Hinske is coming into second base. This could be close. Just in with a two-out double. Great throw by Bobby Abreu. And Hinske just got in ahead of the tag.
Hinske gives another great at bat, and he gets a pitch up in the zone that he's able to drive. Bobby Abreu, he's won some Gold Gloves now. Comes up throwing a strong throw right on the money. Nice play off the wall here. He's still getting to know Yankee Stadium and figure out all the bounces, and he figured that one out perfectly.
You see Derek had to just reach far enough to the first base side, and apparently Hinske gets in ahead of the tag. So two-out base runner, and here's Benji Molina. Another one toward right, but this just a soft one to Craig Wilson, and Molina retired. So the Blue Jays strand another, and Chien-Ming Wang with another scoreless inning. It's 1-0. Posada will lead it off. Well, let's check out the answer to the Aflac trivia question. Chien-Ming Wang is keeping his shoulder warm. Now you wonder on a hot night like tonight, but there's air conditioning down there. He's the fourth Yankee pitcher, double-digit wins in his sophomore season under Joe Torre. Who are the other three? Aha, Orlando Hernandez, El Duque, and Hideki Irabu. I thought Ramiro Mendoza might have been one of them, go along with Andy Pettit. High foul fly. McDonald and Gloss giving it a look. This will reach the seats. Strike one to Posada.
Hideki Irabu had 13 wins, huh?
He showed signs every now and then. He showed signs that he was going to be the dominant pitcher everyone thought he was going to be. But I'll never forget a home run in this ballpark that I think sort of turned things around for him in a negative way, and you've probably seen it happen to other pitchers. Looping curve misses. Matt Williams was with the Indians. And Hideki reared back and threw him a fastball. I mean, it got out in that visiting bullpen so quick, and you had a shot of Hideki's eyes. They were big as saucers. It's like, wow, nobody's ever hit my fastball like that. And then oftentimes pitchers are a little hesitant to throw it again. Up the middle, Posada has a leadoff single.
Well, just like we talked about, these Yankees hitters don't seem like they're trying to do too much, staying up the middle. Jorge Posada, nice line drive here. We've seen Bobby Abreu hit the ball the other way 2 times, up the middle once. Keep that approach. You try and wear Ted Lilly down until he makes a mistake.
Craig Wilson, his second at bat. Flied out to Vernon Wells in his first trip. Soft curve, catches the outside corner for a strike.
You know, even though Craig didn't get a hit that first at bat, I always wanted to get that first one over with. You know, when you get traded to a new team and a new stadium and the home crowd, just get that first at bat over with. Don't embarrass yourself, and then move forward. Have a good night after that.
Inside for a ball. Boy, isn't that so true. I mean, I got traded. My first time was to the White Sox, and that first inning you pitch, you know, you're just saying, oh, I'd like to have one. I mean, what if you give up 5 runs in the first inning? They're saying, why in the world they get this guy? So like you said, you want to get that first one out of the way, and hopefully it's a successful one. Low for a ball, 2-1. Ripped foul. Skippy will pick it, and again you can see in his at-bats that Craig Wilson is eager to pull the ball. I think he's going to see an awful lot of slow stuff. And he does in the plate, in the batter's box. I don't think he's got quite that awesome power, but he does remind you a bit of Jay Buhner with his stance, his bat position. Misses with the curve, and the count is full.
Sometimes there are right-handed hitters who just have great numbers off of those left-handed pitchers because they see the ball so well coming out of their hand. And Ted Lilly, that's the one. He's got a little deception in that delivery. Not easy to pick him up.
Posada not going, and grounded into left field. Craig Wilson has his first Yankee hit. And the Yankees have 2 on with nobody out here in the 4th.
Nice to get that first one out of the way. And like you said, Jim, it looks like he's looking to pull the ball a little bit. It's a little off-speed pitch down in the zone. Is able to sneak it through the hole. He's going to hit with a lot more power than that. But like we talked about, get that first one out of the way and move forward.
And Bernie, another big situation for him with 2 on and nobody out. Delivered the bases loaded double last night. Low for a ball. You mentioned the options for Joe Torre, and you know what could be a jammed up roster. That can create some nice competition on a team, because if you're Bernie, you know, he's had a great career. We all know that, but now in order to keep getting playing time every at bat, you know, you want to be able to show, hey, I belong in this line. I think it heightens a player's concentration.
That's a great point. And like you said, every at bat becomes a little bit more important. You know, you're going to have to produce in order to get out there again. And Joe Torre, like you say, he's got a lot of options now, a lot more than he did a few days ago. And if there's anybody that can handle a roster and keep guys happy with their playing time and happy with their role, it's Joe Torre. And, you know, the coaching staff, Tony Pena and Don Mattingly, you know, have roles now that are going to be reduced a little bit. Andy Phillips, Maybe his role's reduced a little bit. Melky Cabrera, if Hideki comes back. So the coaching staff has some responsibility now to keep these guys happy and productive.
See Pena giving Wilson some base running instructions. Watch the line drive, things like that. That's in for a strike. 2-1. Off-speed pitch, now 3-1. So Bernie in this situation can sort of pick out a zone and a pitch and sit back, and if he gets one he likes, drive it. This used to be one of Joe Torre's favorite running counts, 3-1. Anticipating a strike. Yankees have not done it as much in recent years in this 3-1 situation. Not going. And on the corner with another off-speed pitch. Now full count.
It's a good take right there. Bernie looking for maybe a zone inside. He gets a little BP fastball away and takes it. And take your chances on the 3-2 pitch. We'll see if they're running now with the count full.
They're not. In the air to center, Wells. In a few steps, will put it away. That's the first out of the inning. So again, that at bat is an example of how Ted Lilly can be effective. I mean, Bernie saw about 4 different speeds, different zones, and against a lot of pitchers, that high fastball, he's going to drive that. And that's one that he just missed and got under.
You know, he sets it up with that batting practice fastball 85 miles an hour before, and all that is a fastball you just don't hump up on. You just throw it in there nice and easy, and you hope that their hitter will get himself out, and then you come back with 91, 92 the next pitch. It's tough to center.
Bernie talking over that at bat with Don Mattingly as Melky Cabrera steps in. 2 on and 1 out. Good swing, fouled it straight back. When John mentions the batting practice fastball, BP fastball, and for fans that haven't heard that term a lot, when I was coaching, I'd have the pitchers oftentimes sit in the dugout and watch the opposition take batting practice, because, you know, right now if you're a hitter, you're looking for maximum stuff. But if you watch a team take batting practice, how many times when Charlie Wanzowitz and Mike Borzello, when he was still throwing batting practice, would lay it in there and guys would pop it up. That's fouled out of play, 0-2. So pitchers have used that as a very effective pitch. They just call it a BP fastball, and it acts like a changeup.
And you wouldn't use it on a count like this with 0-2. But, you know, a 3-1 count like to Bernie, where you're preying on the hitter's aggressiveness. You're hoping that he's going to try and do a little bit too much. A lot of young hitters will. The veteran hitters like Bernie, he laid off it. But it was effective enough that it got him off the next pitch, which was a little harder.
Up and in, 1-2.
This is a kid who isn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes either.
Yeah, he's shown that ability from almost from day one. It's very unusual to see a hitter that young, and yet, boy, did he get it was earlier in the year, a big hit with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Popped up. Aaron Hill in short right will put it away. Yeah, I think it might have been against the Red Sox. I mean, Melky, it was a long at bat, and all of a sudden, he stayed with it, and he got a hit down the right field line. It ended up either being a game winner or contributed to a win. But you'll see young hitters swing at a lot of bad pitches with 2 strikes. Cabrera seldom does.
Hit a big at bat against Billy Wagner, if I recall, against the Mets. I think he ended up working a walk, but a long at bat, fought off some tough pitches, and it's a great gift to be able to not be afraid or not panic when you get behind 0-2, and know that you can hit with 2 strikes. It gives you that much more time to see the ball and string some good at bats together.
So a promising start for the Yankees. Posada singled, Wilson singled, 2 on, nobody out. Now there's 2 on, 2 out for Cairo. In for a strike. The breaking pitch. Yankees have out hit the Blue Jays 6-2, but Lily's done a good job of working out of some trouble.
Miguel has done a nice job at second base. Sounds like Robinson Cano is coming along, rehabbing from that hamstring.
Wow, pumped up on that one. A high fastball threw it by him. 0-2.
.92 miles an hour up in the zone. You would think this would be a pretty good matchup for Miguel Cairo. He's that nice short little swing, puts the ball in play, doesn't try and do too much. And with 0-2, I'm sure that's a plan of attack right here.
In on the hands. Good pitch by Lilly. And he's going to work out of it. Rios will put it away. So the Yankees get 2 on. And Lilly pitches out of trouble. Quite a pitcher's duel. 4 in the books. Yankees lead it 1-0. Well, thanks, Bob. Even though Jason Varitek, he's not Manny Ramirez or David Ortiz, but he certainly is an important part of that ball club. And now on the DL for 6 weeks, a big blow to the Red Sox. You see on the Chevy scoreboard 1-0 Yankees here as we head to the top of the 5th.
There are a lot of pitchers in Boston who are not real happy right now that Jason's not behind the plate. See Chien-Ming Wang's numbers by innings, and he had that tough second. He's rebounded a little bit. Gator got him straightened out, retired 5 out of the last 6. Total 61 pitches.
Aaron Hill to lead it off. In for a strike. I believe the Red Sox, because the trading deadline is passed now, they called up Ken Huckabee, veteran catcher, to go along with Doug Mirabelli. Outside, a ball and a strike.
Both 2 very, very good catchers, but the presence that Jason brings to that clubhouse, being in spring training for a few weeks with them, and it's going to be a miss. And Trot Nixon out for a few weeks too.
Right. Couple of tough hop for A-Rod. Nice play, strong throw, got him. Not an easy play on that last little 3/4 hop.
Chien-Ming gets that sinker down and in with good movement, and like you said, Kitty, that's a tough hop right there. Nice play, makes a nice strong throw over there. In between hop. Craig Wilson looks very comfortable over there at first base, moving around the bag.
The plan is for he and Andy Phillips to split playing time in the field. Jason Giambi may be the DH from time to time, but there'll be a lot of variations to that Yankee lineup. McDonald takes a strike.
We talked about the Red Sox a little bit and some of their injuries, and David Wells didn't pitch real well in his return, but they'll be there at the end. You know, that's just the way this rivalry is supposed to be. These 2 teams are going to fight it out.
Cairo gobbles up a ground ball. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th. So Chien-Ming Wang getting back on track. As long as they have Schilling, Beckett, and Papelbon healthy, they'll be there. Now the strike-to-ball ratio 2-1, which is more like it for Wang.
As long as they have Ramirez and Big Papi.
Oh yeah,
they got a chance. So you would expect, like all the years in the past, go down to September, these 2 teams battling it out and kind of waiting for Toronto to make a run, which they haven't done yet.
Rios takes low for a ball, and the Yankees in a few weeks will go into Boston. Actually, it'd be a 5-game series because of a previous rainout. There'd be a Friday night doubleheader and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday games, and the Red Sox come back here in mid-September. In for a strike, and again Wang effortlessly throwing the ball well above 95 miles an hour. There's the current standings with the Yankees holding a 1-game lead. Into left center, and Rios has a 2-out single. Let's correct that. It's a percentage point lead, not a full game. And the other what's done with the Yankee Red Sox record now, what's happening is with the Twins and the White Sox, that wild card race, most of the records are very, very similar. And for the first time ever, the wild card could come out of the Central Division.
Well, if you're ever going to need pitching depth, it'll be those 5 games in Boston. Probably be the difference. You'll be using that bullpen awful lot and trying to get your starters to go deep. So a big couple of days.
High for a ball to Catalanato. Lilly and McDonald talking things over in the Blue Jay dugout. Tapped out toward Wilson. He'll flip it to Wang in time, wins the race to the bag. Gets the ground ball outs. Another clean inning. 5 shutout innings for Chien-Ming Wang. Yankees lead it by a run. Damon to lead it off. Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the New York State Smokers Quit Line. Call 1-888-866 New York Quits for help and advice. Start your smoke-free life today. Stadium under clear skies. We head to the bottom of the 5th on the Chevy scoreboard. Good pitchers duel here. Yankees lead it by a run. Damon will lead it off and takes a strike. Joined us late, the only run, Derek Jeter with a solo home run in the 3rd. His 8th of the year. 11-game hitting streak now, and Derek proving with that home run he is the best right-hand hitter in the American League under the lights. Nice play by Gloss. Used all of that 6'5" frame to snag the looping liner.
You see Johnny's approach here, just like all the Yankee hitters, it looks like tonight, staying the other way, tries to fight it off. Doesn't help that Troy Glaus is a big man. Probably getting a hard time about his hops right there.
Always a little friendly bantering going on. In the infield, you'll see Derek and A-Rod oftentimes grinning at one another, and particularly on pop-ups, Derek likes to give him a hard time about. He takes a strike, and there are a lot of numbers in baseball, John, but one to me that's very, very meaningful, and Lilly's a good example of it tonight. That is now, out of 20 hitters, 17 first-pitch strikes. And of those first-pitch strikes, if he retires Jeter, that would be 12 outs. Wang, on the other hand, 13 out of 20. That's pretty good. He's got 10 of those. But it shows you that if you get strike one, you're going to get a big league hitter out from 2/3 to 3/4 of the time.
He's not just throwing the fastball first pitch. He's throwing that curveball, the changeup.
Way inside. Derek skips a rope. 2-1. On the corner, 2-2. Lots of pitches, lots of speeds, and different locations. And John said in his scouting report, a lot to handle for a catcher and a hitter. Inside, full count to Jeter.
85, 86 miles an hour down and away for a strike, and then 91 miles an hour up and in. But a guy like Jeter, I know the numbers haven't been good, but you would think this would be a decent matchup. He hits the ball the other way so well. Doesn't really try and get big with his swing. Hit the home run that worked out, but his numbers before that weren't that great.
Foul back. Let's check out the swing in the third inning. One of the rare times Derek has had success. Was that like one of those BP fastball, medium speed fastball?
That's what it looked like, and it looked like it was up just enough for Derek to get the good part of the bat on it. But you know, Derek's approach at all times is middle of the field, right center. And if you throw a breaking ball, an off-speed pitch, he'll pull it. But most of the time, he's thinking right center.
Which is why that target was inside. It wasn't inside, but enough movement to put Jeter down on strikes. Two-way. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority. The New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
That strikeout, not very good location, but it had enough on it. We talked about the change in velocity all night, and it's Bobby Abreu. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Abreu takes a shot to pull the ball here. This at bat.
Hangs that breaking pitch inside, ball one.
Smart of a hitter as he is, he's hit a ball up the middle. He's hit a double the other way. You know, a lot of veteran quality hitters will take this at bat with 2 outs and say, you know what, I might look for one in there and see if I can get the head out and pull it into the seats.
Outside, 2-0. On the corner, 2-1, and that's where they have consistently been pitching some. So I think what you're saying, John, is one of these times they're going to come inside, and I want to be ready for it.
That's right.
Another pitch by mistake. That pitch designed to be low and away, but it shows you how effective from a left-hand pitcher, the ball running up and in. It's hard for a lefty to lay off it.
Well, he opens up his hips just a little bit. Thought he should have had that one. Got in on his hands a little bit, but veteran hitters, smart hitters will pick that zone and they're ready for it when they get it.
Rolled the hands over and grounds that to Hill. So Lilly has an effective inning to match Chien-Ming Wang. Still 1-0. We head to the top of the 6th. Vernon Wells to lead it off for the Blue Jays.
这是洋基队啊，王建民第23场的一个先发，也是他24场的一个出赛。我们记得他去年呢，整年先发的场次就是23场，所以今天这场的先发已经追平了他去年，也就是他单季最多的先发场次了。而且他的投球局数加上现在投的5局，他的投球局数啊，已经是达到了153局，也创下了他过去的单季啊最多的投球局数。因为去年他单季的最多投球局数是150又1/3局，所以未来每多投1局，每多投1场先发，都是王建民的先高。好，现在我们再回到 Yankee Stadium 啊，准备来看这场洋基跟蓝鸟队3连战的第2场比赛。
Wells takes the high fastball into center field for a leadoff single.
You talked that everybody knows where they were when they heard the news. I was an 11-year-old New York kid.
Wow.
Thurman Munson was my guy, being a catcher, and
sure,
I was at a Little League practice when I heard the news and was just devastated. But if you were a kid in New York around that time, Thurman Munson was your man.
There's the resume of the Yankee captain, 11 seasons, 7-time All-Star. He was Rookie of the Year in 1970, a MVP in 76, and of course the Yankees won 2 World Series in 77 and 78 with him behind the plate. And boy, there's a guy who was very close to him.
I had a great talk with Ron Guidry today, and you know, Jim, usually when players talk about other players that they play with, they say, oh, he's a good guy, you know, great player. Ron Guidry kept going and going and going. He couldn't say enough about the person, the player, the leader, how much he did for him, how much he did for his teammates, and playing with him, I'm sure you got to see something.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't get to play with him long enough, but could certainly sense how important he was to the Yankee team. Gloss, high hopper to A-Rod, to Cairo in time, and they double it up.
Well, it's nothing new for Chien-Ming Wang, the double play. Alex Rodriguez does a nice job making sure to make a good throw. Miguel Cairo, nice turn. Always one pitch away from 2 outs.
Yeah, just about the time the opposition thinks, well, we got something going there. One pitch and 2 out, and he now again into the 6th inning here, he's getting that pitch count in line because most teams pay such close attention to that he again can take them deep in the game. Here's Overbay. Low for a ball.
You know, Wang has had so much success here in the short time, in a year and a half maybe. But you think of him more as a veteran pitcher now because of what he's doing. But the ability to make an adjustment during the game early on when he struggled, you know, that's something you don't see a lot from young pitchers.
In for a strike, 1-1.
The game could have got away from him at that point. He was able to control it, make some adjustments, and now he's back to the pitcher we're used to seeing.
One and 2. That got a piece of Posada. John mentioned in the scouting report about home sweet home. 8-1 at home with the earned run average. 2 runs less than his earned run average on the road. And the opposition batting average as well, almost 100 points lower. Got him. Called strike 3. Perfect pitch. And he is dealing now after the shaky start early. Still has a shutout going. 1-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th. A-Rod to lead it off. Well, we're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, and this has been some pitcher's duel. The way it started out, both Lily and Chien-Ming Wang struggled a little bit in the early innings. Deep counts, some base runners, but boy, they have settled down, and we've got a gem going. The only run, Derek Jeter's 8th home run of the year. And if the Blue Jays are going to make a move in the American League East, it's going to have to be with their pitching. They've got Roy Halladay, and when he's on, he's maybe the best. And A.J. Burnett, they're hoping, develops into the pitcher that they paid him all that money for. Gustavo Chacin should be active soon. A-Rod takes high and away for a ball. With the Blue Jays, it's their starting pitching. The Yankees have good starting pitching, but the impressive thing, there's Chacin looking on. For the Yankees has been the performance of the bullpen. Couldn't hold up in time. 1-1. Valone, Proctor, and Farnsworth last night. And that'll be, as it is always, the key to the last 2 months of the season.
It's Brian Butterfield, who I talked to a little bit today, the third base coach for the Blue Jays, and he said his team, that team is upbeat in that clubhouse. They feel like they have a run in them, but like you said, it's going to really come down to that starting pitching. You know, anytime you get on a roll, it's because of the starters.
Swings through the high fastball, 1-2. There's the Doc. You've hit off him.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Well, you've been in the lineup against him.
It hasn't been successful.
Yeah.
When I was hoping that he would throw me a curveball, that tells you how good his sinking fastball is. It's when he's on, it's going to be a long day. I
think the game he outpitched Randy Johnson early last year. After the game, everybody said, lock up the Cy Young Award right now. He was that dominant and that impressive. Off-speed pitch. The Yankees actually catch a break. Halladay pitched Sunday and had the lead. B.J. Ryan gave it up in the ninth, so he didn't get the win there. And now he's going to pitch Friday, so the Yankees will miss him. ripped into left field. And A-Rod has another hit. Big turn. Oh, he's going for 2. And he missed the tag, and A-Rod is in with a sliding double. Wow, this is going to get an argument from John Gibbons. None of the Blue Jay infielders seem to be upset about it.
You know, we've seen an aggressive Alex Rodriguez the last 2 nights, swinging at a 3-0 pitch and driving it to the gap. Here the base hit, which is pitched down and in, and he smokes. But more importantly, look at how Alex gets out of the box. He's thinking 2 right away. Frank Catalanato, not the best throwing arm. See the slide? Oh, he does a little pullback with his left hand. Catalanato coming up with a strong throw. Right on the bag.
Well, that's sort of timid infield play there by Aaron. You know, the ball was there, but he kind of retreated with the tag. You know, if he just gets his knee down, puts the tag there. But what a great job. That's very Kenny Lofton-like. Show him the hand, pull it back, get the other one in.
That's exactly right.
And Posada takes a ball.
Even the balls that Alex is swinging and missing the last 2 nights, it's just a more aggressive swing. Last night he got on base first pitch, he steals second. I think he's really being aggressive now and just let that ability take over.
Deep to left. Catalanato is going to look at this one fly into the Blue Jay bullpen, and Posada with a 2-run homer gives the Yankees a 3-0 lead.
See home run number 13 for Jorge, but it's what we talked about with Ted Lilly. You make him work early, make him work as hard as you can, and you hope that later on in the ball game he'll give up that big swing, which he did to Jorge Posada, the big 2-run homer.
Yeah, similar zone to the one Alex hit, and for Ted Lilly, pitches down in the inside half to right-hand hitters, going to get him in trouble. There's a strike to Wilson. Moves up to 13th spot, or is in 13th spot, just behind Tino on the all-time Yankee home run list. That's ripped into left field. Wilson has his second hit.
Georgie gets that fastball down in the zone. Sweet spot mostly for left-handed swingers, but Jorge hitting right-handed. You know, sometimes the numbers don't really prove it out, but I always felt like Georgie was a better right-handed hitter. It just seemed more natural, more comfortable for him.
Well, I think the same is true with Bernie, but also, don't you think with switch hitters that most of them are natural right-hand hitters, but then you see so much right-hand pitching that you begin to become a better hitter left-handed.
I think a lot of the work that they do in the cage with Don Mattingly is also more from the left side. I know Jorge Posada takes most of his swings left-handed in the cage, and he'll really only hit right-handed when he's facing a lefty today like Lilly in batting practice, but it just seems very natural, very comfortable for him. And Stevie Donahue, the assistant trainer, doing a nice job keeping those guys hydrated and cool in there.
A-Rod, or Derek, I think, going to ask A-Rod to teach him that slide. Still nobody out. Brad Arnsberg with a trip to the mound. That'll give the Blue Jay bullpen a little more time to warm up. Outside for a ball to Bernie. Ground out and a fly out in 2 appearances. Right field, playable for Rios. Wilson will have to hold his ground, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 6th. Here, John, looking back on the pitches to A-Rod and Posada, and I know this is one of the things I think I learned from watching the game in the last 10 years here and talking to catchers like yourself is there's much more of an emphasis on pitching inside versus down and away. But it does tell you if you're not really precise, left-hand pitcher to right-hand hitter, you're getting burned on that pitch a lot, and particularly early in the count like Posada did. And Alex took advantage of one in there.
Yeah, you would think by design they probably would have wanted to elevate the ball a little bit more, but
Cabrera fouls it back.
it seems to be the MO with Ted Lilly through his career. You know, he'll show you the stuff. He'll have good games. All of a sudden, you get him late in the game in one pitch and kind of gets away from him. Let's hope when he makes that mistake, you're ready for it, and Jorge Posada was.
Fouled again, 0-2. Well, we were talking last night, we make a lot of the fact that Jarrett Wright does not pitch deep into ball games, but the Yankees know that. So when he gives them 5 innings like he did last night, you know, they can go to their bullpen. And I said, I'd rather have a guy pitch 5 effective innings than leave a guy out there and all of a sudden you got 3 or 4 in 6 or 7 innings, you don't win the game.
Well, especially if he's your number 4 or your number 5. You're expecting your big guys, Chien-Ming Wang and Randy and Mike Mussina, to take you deep in the ball games, to have that luxury if Jarrett only goes 5, like you said, as long as they're quality.
Breaking pitch misses, 1-2. Center field, deep, Wells back, looks up, he can't get it. But the Blue Jays get a bit of a break because it actually bounces over the center field wall. It means Wilson will have to hold at third. And yeah, the ball gets out there in a hurry in this hot weather.
Well, if Vernon Wells can't catch it, nobody's going to catch it.
So that'll do it for Ted Lilly as the Cabrera double drives him out of the game. 2 men on for the Yankees with 1 out. Back after this, Justin Spire coming on for the Blue Jays.
下个礼拜1又是一个移动日，就是洋基队跟巴尔的摩精英队打完以后，礼拜1休息。所以原本好像王建民应该是台北时间礼拜2早上要经过4天休息可以上场先发，因为那天没有比赛，所以他就要顺延到礼拜3早上，台北时间8月9号要跟白袜队在芝加哥进行3连战。第一场比赛的时候，王建民将会是那场比赛的先发投手，也是王建民生涯第1度碰上现任卫冕的世界大赛冠军芝加哥的白袜队，当然势必会是一场非常精彩好看的一个比赛，因为白袜队也是个进攻火力非常强的球队。
By visiting fourseasonsofhope.com or joetorre.org, because a little hope can make a big difference. Now with a score at 3-0, 2 on, 1 out. The McDonald's call to the bullpen, brought to you by the McDonald's Dollar Menu, goes out. I'll be corrected. I thought it was Justin Spire. It'll be Dustin McGowan coming on. A lot of big numbers, more than a hit per inning, a lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. That tells me a guy with a good arm and bad control, John.
That's exactly right. They love his arm. He throws hard, 96 or 93 to 97, and got a good arm. He just hasn't figured it out yet. And they say he's got a slider that's a strikeout pitch, but he has a tough time throwing it for a strike, and these big league hitters are able to lay off of it. So
well, that's what he'll need here. You see the Blue Jays bring the infield in. Way outside for a ball.
With a guy like Miguel Cairo, you have to think a little bit about that suicide squeeze, or maybe the safety squeeze, which Joe Torre likes to do, especially with some guys, some of his role guys down in the lineup. And Miguel gave a good look to Larry Boa.
Low, 2-0. Most of the time, if the squeeze is on, the hitter will get the sign, and the third base coach, you'll see him walk over to the runner, and he'll give him a verbal sign. And I was teammates with Larry Boa in Philadelphia with Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt, who I just saw in Cooperstown. Schmidt, he played for Ohio U, the Bobcats. That was our word sign when Billy DeMars was our third base coach. He'd walk over there, hey, be alive, Bobcat. And that meant the squeeze was on. Way inside, 3-0 to Cairo.
And the one thing Joe Torre likes to do is it's a safety squeeze. So the runner at third base doesn't have to commit. You don't have to bunt the ball, but you're on your toes when the hitter gets it down. You're ready to go. So obviously 3-0. We won't see that play right here, I wouldn't think, but you always have to think about it with a man on third and a role player up there.
4-pitch walk, and that'll load him up for Damon. John Gibbons, who his Blue Jays had their way with the Yankees at Rogers Center, winning 3 out of 4. But now the Yankees threatening to extend this lead and win the first 2 of this 3-game series. Good numbers with the bases loaded. I think the Yankees know that when he was in a Red Sox uniform. Wilson, with his second hit as a Yankee, is at third. Melky Cabrera with a 2-strike double is at second. Cairo draws the walk. He's at first. Strike 1.
Just like you talked about, Jim, looks like a good arm. Maybe doesn't have that location that a more seasoned pitcher would have. Johnny Damon thinking he walked Miguel Cairo 4 straight. He's probably going to come into me and give me a good one. He took a shot at it. Didn't get it.
Up the middle. He got that one. Wilson will score. Cabrera will be held at third. Ball hit too hard to wave Cabrera home. And Johnny Damon picks up his first hit of the night and another RBI. 4-0 Yankees.
Well, at this level, it doesn't matter how hard you throw. If you don't locate it, big league hitters are going to take advantage of it. And you see a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate. And Johnny Damon knew what to do with it. Nice job by Larry Boa, holding him up. Knowing Vernon Wells has a good, strong throwing arm.
Well, particularly with that pitch, we've talked about it earlier, that left-hand hitters today don't really have to have too much fear of having the ball run in on their hands. And Johnny's a master at that. At Abreu, we saw him do it tonight. You get that ball middle of the plate or outside, they're either going to take it to left or, in that case, up the middle.
You know, and as a catcher, you have your hands tied back there. You have a young pitcher who throws hard, doesn't have good control, bases loaded. It's tough to go in there on a hitter, fearing that he might hit him or make a mistake over the middle of the plate that might get put into the seats. So Benji Molina has his work cut out for him here, seeing if he can get this kid through this inning. It's not getting any easier with Derek Jeter.
Derek very productive this year with the bases loaded. Eye for a ball. That's his career. This year he's 3 for 6 as a hitter, and he's walked 4 times. He went a long time before he got that first grand slam, and only one so far. Good breaking pitch in for a strike, and an at bat right now that the Yankees can really blow this one open. Damon got a single, Cairo a walk. You saw Cabrera at third. He had a double. Low, 2-1. Downs warming up in the Toronto bullpen, the left-hander with Abreu on deck. A-Rod in the hole, waiting in the dugout. .97 miles an hour. Derek swings to the fastball, 2-2.
Probably try and see his good slider right here that we've heard about. It's a strikeout pitch in situations like this, but you can throw 97 miles an hour on that spot he just threw. You might want to go to it again.
Willie watching. He's still responsible for Cabrera at third. Outside, full count. Abreu waits on deck. Yankees have him loaded. 3-2 count with one out off a hard-throwing right-hander. So you can imagine Derek Jeter up there anticipating a fastball. There's tonight's battery. Wang and Posada talking it over. Outside, he walked it. Fifth time this year Derek Jeter has drawn a bases loaded walk, and Gibbons will come out again. 5-0 Yankees. That's the fourth run they've scored here in the sixth inning.
I think Derek Jeter on this team more than any other hitter has the ability to realize the pitcher is in trouble. Okay, he's the one who's having a tough time, and he's not going to go out of the strike zone and help him out. A lot of times you see hitters trying to go up there and maybe do a little bit too much. Derek Jeter lets the game come to him, lets the ball get deep, and usually has good at-bats.
And that's his second RBI, a home run, bases loaded walk. 5-0 Yankees. Back to the stadium after this. Only one out yet in the bottom of the sixth.
本周8月5号中午12点，跟在 Demo 台的8月5号、8月6号的晚上8点都会做播出。那还有最新战报，也会在每天的这个公视的半夜的12点，周一到周五来进行播出，在 Demo 台在周一到周五的晚上8点来进行播出每天的各场比赛的一个结果以及优秀的一些球员的表现，这就是最新战报。
Another pitching change. Scott Downs will come on to face Bobby Abreu as you see his pitching line. A lot of walks, fair number of strikeouts. A lot of breaking balls.
A lot of breaking balls. Unlike McGowan, he doesn't throw real hard. He's got a little two-seam fastball that has some movement down in the zone. And like a typical lefty, Kitty, you would know, big curve, sweeping slider. Right. Not going to overpower guys. Just tries to get him to swing at pitches out of the strike zone.
Big night for Abreu. 2 for 3. Low for a ball. Ted Lilly's night now complete with Cabrera scoring on the bases loaded walk. He has given up all 5 runs and 11 hits. One and one fouled at the plate. And now with this long 6th inning and a 5-0 lead, it has not been a typical easy ride for Chien-Ming Wang. He does have 6 shutout innings coming off a shutout against the Devil Rays, but Joe Torre can serve him if he wishes to, go to his bullpen if the Yankees tack on a couple more. Fouled out of play, 1 and 2. Now let's see where this pitch is. We've talked about left-handers against lefties, and in this situation, the one pitch they seem hesitant to throw is a fastball up and in, and that's why we see Damon, Abreu, used to see Paul O'Neill, Tino do it a lot. They almost know they're going to get a pitch outside, but they can take the other way. Came in that time, and he fouled it at the plate. Still 1 and 2.
You know, as a catcher, you have to know your pitcher. You have to know his abilities. Can he make that pitch in a spot here with the bases loaded on a lefty and run the risk of hitting him? Can he locate? They tried it right there. Bobby did a nice job fouling it off. And once again, another deep count for Bobby Abreu. I got a feeling we're going to be saying that a lot.
Yep. It's 1 and 2, but he's fouled off a couple. And another.
Looks like he's going to fit in nicely. It kind of reminds me of those old Yankee teams in the late 90s. I was catching behind them, and it just wears you down how hard you have to work during the course of a ball game to get him out, and eventually you just don't have enough weapons to do it.
Way outside, 2 and 2. Gibbons sitting and watching as Lilly imploded here in the 6th inning, and none of his relief pitchers seem to be able to get the ball over the plate consistently. Outside again, full count. I think your comment about Abreu, the reason he's going to fit in, Larry Bowen, a lot of the people in Philadelphia, A-Rod waiting on deck, he got this inning started with a double. They felt like maybe because of the contract he was trying to almost carry the team. He doesn't have to do that here.
Every at bat looks like he's seeing the ball well, and swinging at bad pitches.
Left field line, slicing toward the corner. It is foul. That would have cleared him as Jeter got a great jump off first base, but just sliced foul down in the corner. Yankees have hit for 26 minutes so far. There's only 1 out, and Bobby Abreu, as John mentioned, with the deep count, it's an 8-pitch at bat. If you missed the first part of it, Alex started. It looked like he was going to be out by 10 feet, and he made a very deceptive slide at second to avoid the tag that got things started. Another foul ball. These are the at-bats as a pitcher and probably as a catcher, too. You go back and say, man, I wish we'd have just thrown in something, strike one the first pitch and made him put it in play.
Well, it just wears you down, like I was saying before. You don't know where else to go. You start doing things that you're not capable of doing. A catcher like Benji, sometimes you call a pitch that you would never call before. You're just trying to do something different to get him out of there, basically.
Finally got him. Swings through the fastball, and Abreu with a lengthy at bat strikes out with the bases loaded. That's 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, and here comes A-Rod.
We'll see if Alex keeps up the trend of being aggressive. He's swinging at a lot of first pitches that were strikes here. See if that continues this at bat.
Effective with the bases loaded, and we said last night before the game, August has been his month. Weather gets hot and he gets hot. Low for a ball, and this is a pretty good matchup for Alex because
well, this is what we were talking about with the catcher. You just get to the point you're gas back there. What are we going to do next? And it worked out for him.
Mentioned the matchup.
Done that.
Oh yeah, his Downs doesn't throw exceptionally hard, and that's a good matchup for Alex. Got that one by him, humped up to 90. Yeah, those. I saw that sign from Molina. It reminds me of Johnny Roseboro. Once in a while, he would look out, just put the glove out, and make the sign of the cross. Say, fire it in here. Let's.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, see if we get some divine intervention.
Even Alex swung through that pitch. He's taking some aggressive swings.
Inside, 2-1. You've heard that expression a lot in a close game. Team comes in and the guys will say, hey, let's hit for about a half an hour. And that's what the Yankees have done. And they're not done. This is off the glove of McDonald. 2 will score. 7-0.
Alex Rodriguez having a great night here. He gets that ball down in the zone, and like we said, he just seems like he's swinging the bat more aggressively, and McDonald almost makes a great play on him right here. Just off the glove, couldn't keep it in the infield, save at least 1 run.
So another base hit, 2 more RBIs for Alex. And now 7-0 with 2 away, 2 on, and here's Posada. He homered earlier in this inning. Curve misses, ball 1. Just the opposite of the Yankees. John Gibbons tries to get depth out of his starters because there's not a lot of experience or quality type experience coming out of that bullpen in the middle. And of course, that's what won the game last night for the Yankees. Popped up and fouled out of play. One number that has really improved. The Yankees are 3 for 9 tonight with runners in scoring position. We mentioned last night the Blue Jays have led the league in hitting, but the Yankees have scored a lot more runs.
You know, when you can go back to the Bobby Abreu at bat, he strikes out, but all the pitches that he saw, the pitches he fouled off, makes him work that much harder, and then the next guy up in the lineup gets a pitch to hit, and he takes advantage of it.
B.J. Ryan, their closer. That pitch is low, 2-1.
It's almost a letdown effect, Kitty. After you have a big at bat, I don't know, from a pitching standpoint, you get a strikeout, it's like, oof.
Yeah.
All right. But the next guy up there is Alex Rodriguez. You better get back on track quick.
A lot of that going on. There's a breaking pitch in for a strike. Inside corner, called strike 3. Posada down on strikes, but the Yankees come up with a half a dozen in the 6th. It started like this with a tricky slide at second. And also had some power, a 2-run homer by Posada. We head to the 7th. Yankees lead it by 7. Still crowd reaction in the background as they played a lengthy video of Thurman Munson. And tonight, after the postgame on Yes, the 8-time Emmy-winning series Yankeeography celebrates the life and career of the Captain Thurman Munson. On the anniversary of his tragic death, you can join John Sterling for a look at this Yankees legend beloved by generations of fans. It's Yankeeography, Thurman Munson, tonight after the postgame only on Yes. IO Digital Cable scoreboard. Chien-Ming Wang has had plenty of rest. Yankees now lead at 7-0. And Hinske will start it off. Strike 1 at the knees.
You sit on the bench for a half hour and first pitch right at the knees. Nice sign.
Walk at a double. Perfect night for Hinske. And with a 7-run lead, I think that's what you'd like to do if you're Chien-Ming Wang, is just fire some fastballs in there, make them put it in play. That's a breaking pitch, 0-2.
Say get that Yankee offense back in the dugout as quickly as possible. And here's the pitch. It looks like a changeup, or Chin has a little split finger changeup. He'll kind of mess with it, his grip a little bit with whatever's working, and like a good one right there.
Swings and fouls it on those last 2 pitches. Significant because oftentimes when you throw the breaking pitch, they'll be inside or outside, but these last 2 are an example. If you throw a big league hitter a pitch that's low but it's over the plate, it's within the corners, they'll swing at it a lot.
That's right,
because it looks like it's going to be a strike. Upstairs, 1-2.
Even though that pitch didn't do the job to get him out, this is an opportunity for Chien-Ming Wang with a guy like Hinske who has a nice history against him. You know, maybe take an opportunity to try something different, or pitch right there, try and stand him up inside. And you know, it might not work out for you this at bat, but later on in the year, maybe you need a big at bat to get him out. You have something to go to.
Outside, 2-2. Blue Jays have put some good 2-strike at bats on him, and I think you referred to it early. Wang doesn't have a lot of variety. He lives with a good, heavy, hard, low sinker. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, so hitters will make contact, but oftentimes it's ground ball outs. Ooh, look out. Check swing, foul. Hinske, probably more than any other hitter in the Blue Jay lineup, has really made him work tonight. Mentioned he's perfect with a walk and a double. An 8-pitch at bat, a 7-pitch at bat, and he's fouled off a couple tough ones here. Another one. And in these days of close attention to pitch counts, and it starts working up there toward 100, that'll take the complete game out of play. There he is at 85 with a good percentage of strikes.
I think Joe Torre probably wouldn't let him go much longer. You know, complete game last time out, and nice lead, maybe an opportunity to get some of your bullpen guys in there and see how he plays it.
In on the hands. Cairo gobble that one up. So a lengthy at bat, but finally Wang retires Hinske. And there's one away in the top of the 7th. Hey fans, you'll get a second chance to see this game with WB Mason presents Yankees Encore only on Yes. You can tune in every night or the next morning at 9 o'clock for the big hits and great plays another time around. Don't miss WB Mason presents Yankees Encore, only on Yes. Benji Molina with a 1-for-2 night. Outside for a ball. John, you mentioned wouldn't go too long with him. That's the, I think, advantage for a player with multi-year contracts or arbitration, or you don't have to really negotiate every year on those kind of stats. Years ago, if a pitcher had a shutout going, that's grounded right back to Wang. Boy, he's fielded that position like a Gold Glover. Two-way. You'd argue with a manager and you say, well, I want to stay in, man. When I go to talk contract, they're going to say, how many complete games? How many shutouts?
Great play by Wang there. I think of Mike Mussina on this staff as a Gold Glove winner, but Chien-Ming Wang this year has an outstanding year.
Well, he gives up so many ground. I think he anticipates it. You'll see a new hitter now. Ryan Roberts will step in for the Blue Jays. Low for a ball. Roberts just called up, is going to give Aaron Hill the rest of the night off. On the corner for a strike. Blue Jays had high hopes for Russ Adams. They thought he was going to hit. They knew he had some fielding problems, but they sent him back to the minor leagues to, as we used to say, he's gone to the Salt and Pepper League for a little more seasoning.
More seasoning.
And Roberts called up. He just had one at bat. Another one. This gets through the wicket. Jeter got him by a step. Nice play. And a 1-2-3 inning for Chien-Ming Wang. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees in control. 7-0. And now let's go to the voice of Yankee Stadium, Bob Shepard.
Would you please rise?
在 7 inning stretch 的时候，不但是这些球迷都站起来活动一下筋骨，而且是先唱一下 God Bless America 来缅怀一下在911这恐怖事件所失去生命的一些这个人士。然后在这些比较严肃的演唱之后呢，才会再来唱一下这个 Take Me Out to the Ballpark， 然后让大家轻松一下，然后再来看呢7局下半的这个洋基队的一个进攻。等一下7局下半，洋基队要从第6棒的 Wilson 来开始打起。那王建民今天又是一个优质的先发，而且不但优质，而且投7局没有掉分，跟前一场比赛的完封投9局没有掉分，加起来大家可以去算算看。再加上他更前面一场比赛的对蓝鸟队的最后1局的投球，那场比赛他投了6局，第6局投球是没有掉分，所以总共最近连续算起来的话，已经是加起来是17局投球没有失分了，这也创下了王建民在连续局数没有失分的一个新高。我们知道他过去也曾经有过的连续15局没有失分的一个记录，但现在是连续17局没有失分，已经创下了他生涯的一个连续未失分的一个局数的一个新高。当然，他现在用球数已经超过了90球，等一下第8局会不会还要上场投球，这是一个问题。照理说，以他最近的一个投球量，以他现阶段在洋基队的一个重要性的话 ，Joe Torre 应该考虑第8局不用再让他上来投球了，因为你要保持他的一个体能，而且希望他到了季后赛，洋基队进季后赛的希望是非常高的。那到了季后赛，王建民依旧是阵中非常非常重要的先发投手。那个时候你还非常需要他的一个上场投球的一个这个服务，所以以这样的考量的话，那王建民应该是7局投完了，换下去休息是蛮合理的。那下一场王建民的出赛呢是8月9号礼拜3早上对白袜队在芝加哥3连战的第一场比赛，记得是早上的8点，因为在芝加哥跟纽约有1个小时的一个时差，所以不是早上的7点，是8点钟开赛。洋基跟白袜队今年第2度遭遇，也是王建民生涯对白袜队的第1次先发。那另外大联盟的周报在公示 在8月5号中午12点，在 Demo 台的8月5号跟6号都是在晚上的8点呢，要进行播出。这是大联盟周报方面。那另外最新战报是礼拜1到礼拜5每天的这个深夜的12点在公视播出，在 Demo 台则是在晚上的20点，就是8点钟为大家播出。每一天都会有当天的最新赛事的报道，以及一些精彩球员的一些他们的一些演出。那现阶段呢，在纽约球场我们的讯号好像有些问题，到现在为止都还没有做正常的一个传送。7局上半结束以后 ，7 inning stretch， 当然休息的时间会稍微长一点，但到现在为止呢，我们的讯号是出现了一些问题所以我们暂时还没有办法来播出7局下半的洋基队的一个进攻。因为洋基队在7局下半将是由第6棒的这个 Wilson 来开始打起。那场上投球的呢还是Scott Dunn， 那现阶段已经投成了2好3坏的一个满球数了，但现阶段我们还是没有办法能够接收到美国的一个讯号。所以维尔森是在7局下半率先上场的一个打击者。维尔森在前面3次打击，我们记得他是出现了2支安打的一个局面。那现在第4度站上打击区，面对Scott Dunn。我们知道 Dunn 是在前一个半局在满垒的状况下上来接替做救援投手，是一个左投手。他3振了后黑普萨达，结束了前一个半局第6局洋基队的进攻之后，现在第7局他继续上场来担任投球的工作。现在面对的是这个 Craig Wilson， 那结果是投出了3振3振了 Wilson， 所以现在形成了1人出局。那一出局以后在7局下半，洋基队接着要上来打击的将是第7棒的 Bernie Williams。那同时间为大家报告的就是克利夫兰的印第安人队跟波士顿的红袜队所进行的比赛。原本印第安人队一开始取得了3-0领先的，但是3-0领先以后，到了第6局发生了变化。红袜队从后面一路追赶，现在打到了7局的下半了。那红袜队是逆转，现在反倒是以4-3，从原本0-3落后，现在反倒是4-3，1分之差，是超前的比数。现在反倒是红袜队领先来访的克利夫兰的印第安队。这是在芬威球场另外一个跟洋基队息息相关的一场比赛的一个最新的一个战况。那现在在洋基球场上场打击的是 Bernie Williams， 面对的还是Scott Dunn。那我们知道 Williams 在前面3次打击是没有出现了任何一支安打的。那现阶段面临的是一出局垒包上没有跑垒者，洋基队7-0领先的一个局面。那我们的信号到现在为止还没有正常，所以这是一个突发的一个状况。我们等这个讯号这个一旦正常之后就会马上恢复为大家做一个正常的一个转播。那我们先来看一下这个之前的一些画面。我们之前在前面6局有剪接的一些画面这是王建民今年球季的第23场的先发，在第1局上半，他最后是3振的 Valen Wells， 这是蓝鸟队的明星的中外野手，遭到了王建民的3振，这是他今天投出来的第一次3振，结束1局上半，蓝鸟队的进攻。蓝鸟队在第1局是3上3下的。那然后到了第2局上半，这个时候 Klaus 想要盗垒，是在暗号看错的情况下，被后黑 Posada 给主杀出局。那这个盗垒也非常重要，因为在这个半局，王建民是投出了总共3次4坏球保送，而且还被打了一个安打。要不是有这个盗垒的失败，那个半局王建民是有可能失分的。那结果在满垒的状况下，让 McDonald 打出内野的滚地球 ，Jeter 传1垒刺杀。所以那个半局虽然王建民投球不稳，3个保送加上被打1支安打，但是还是没有失分，让蓝鸟队留下满垒的残垒。回到休息区的时候，他的投手教练就跟他指示了非常多了。那这是在3局的上半 ，Jeter 的一个精彩的守备，让 Catanolato 的一个看起来要落地的安打被接杀。所以造成了那个半局3上3下，蓝鸟队没能得到任何分数。
There are just not many shortstops
这是基特一次非常精彩的一个守备演出。而3局下半，双方还是在0-0平手的局面下，基特上来2出局，他在哈利利的头球之下击出了一个中间偏右方向深远，越过385英尺的全垒打墙。这个阳春全垒打，他今年球季的第8号全垒打。 以及第66分的打点，打破了0-0平手的僵局，使得洋基队取得了1-0领先。这原本是一个非常低比数，双方先发投手都表现非常优异的投手战，但就在基特的这个挥击之下，让洋基队取得了领先了。这是在第3局的下半。
This puts the Yankees on the board. They lead it 1-0 after 3 innings because of this swing.
这就是前3局双方的一个状况，就是靠着基特的一个阳春全垒打造成的一个结果。而另外，我们回到4局的上半，领先1分的洋基队王建民继续投球，这个时候是3振了率先上来打击的 Troy Clark。 这是他今天这场比赛投出来的第2次的3振。
He's been making all night, but the Blue Jay hitters haven't swung at it. And there, Troy Glaus takes a shot. But you mentioned the good low ball hitter just kept it just underneath that zone.
所以 Troy Glaus 生涯面对王建民到现在为止还没有击出过安打。那另外投手前的一个反弹球，传一垒刺杀出局，也造成了2出局。刚出局的是 Overbay。那接下来虽然被是在第5局的时候，第5局王建民确实是个补位，造成的出局也结束了5局上半的蓝鸟队的进攻。蓝鸟队就是在第5局也是无功而返，那个时候都是0-0平手，一直到了6局下半，那洋基队一轮猛攻打了11个人次才打破了双方的一个僵持的一个局面呢。那个半局是洋基队一口气是得到了6分，所以取得了7-0领先。 那刚刚7局的下半呢，这个洋基队现在就是6局上半呢，我们看到蓝鸟队的进攻。
Nothing new for Chien-Ming Wang, the double play. Alex Rodriguez
全场所出现的第1次的双杀守备，这个双杀守备也这个让王建民在第6局上半的投球轻松了不少。原本被击出1支安打，但加上一个 DP 以及3振的 Overbay， 使得那个半局蓝鸟队还是只打了3个人次。对，这就是6局上半王建民的投球还是维持了洋基队1-0领先。 好，我们现在讯号已经回来了，那比赛已经进行到了8局的上半，王建民依旧在场上投球，而且已经是1出局了。
Rios rather takes outside for a ball. John, you've done this before.
Well, this is textbook right here. You see him get around the ball, spin towards first base, and make a strong, accurate throw. But one thing about when you catch Chien-Ming Wang, you better be on your toes back there because you know you might have a few of those.
That got away from him. 2-0.
Well, there were a lot of things that could have gotten away from Chien-Ming Wang tonight. Had a tough time with the umpire early. Showed some emotion. Maybe he wasn't getting some of the pitches he thought he could have. Got out of whack. Walked 3 batters in an inning, which we've never seen. He got the ship right back on track and has been rolling.
Up the middle, backhand Cairo. Boy, that'll keep your infielders on their toes, and they normally make good plays, and they have. Another one by Cairo, 2 away in the 8th.
You're right, Jim. You're in the starting lineup playing the infield with Chien-Ming Wang out there. You know you're going to get some action. Miguel gets a nice backhand and sets himself. Knows he's got some time. Makes a strong, accurate throw.
Well, back in the 5th inning, it looked rather doubtful that Wang might pitch a complete game, but he has had some easy innings. This will be his 100th pitch with 2 out here in the 8th. Low for a ball. and a good strike to ball ratio early on. That wasn't quite that. There wasn't that discrepancy between balls and strikes. 2-0. If you hadn't hit off Chien-Ming Wang too often, those last two pitches, you might look at the umpire and say he's loading it up. I mean, that ball moves like a spitter would move. That's in for a strike. And a spitter, of course, is thrown off the skin. You can't throw it anymore. One time it was legal, but you throw it off the skin part of the ball, a little moisture, and it just kind of squirts out with very little rotation. That's what Wang's fastball does. Fouled out of play, 2-2.
And with all the players that you know around the league, Jim, from playing all these years, I was able to talk to some of those hitters last year about Chien-Ming Wang. And, you know, how do you feel when you're up at the plate against this guy? And they say it is a very comfortable 0 for 4. You can't wait to face him again because you feel that good, and then you go 0 for 4 again.
Because you know you're going to make contact.
Not overpowering.
Another ground ball. Jeter gobbles it up. 3 ground ball outs. 15 ground ball outs in 8 innings. Wang working toward another shutout. 7-0 Yankees. Well, let's check out time. It's time now for the in-game box score, sponsored by your Tri-State Lincoln and Mercury dealer. We'll check that out and then get back to Gator and Chien-Ming Wang. And very few hits for the Blue Jays, but check out the numbers there. Abreu with 2 for 4, his first 2 Yankee hits. Wilson's got a pair. Damon takes a strike. So up and down the lineup, I think, except for that number 9 spot. Poked foul, 0-2, and there's Ron Vallone. Looks like Chien-Ming Wang may not get to complete the game. Gator was talking to him. There he goes there again. Yep, that's the old handshake. Good job. Go take a shower. Years ago, when you start the game, they'd say, "How about sticking around, shower with the boys? You know, pitch a complete game." And Gator really, as you said, might have given him some good information early on that got him straightened out.
Exactly right.
Fouled out of play.
He doesn't ever look too excited, too happy, or too down. It's just the same even keel. Melky Cabrera likes it. No reason not to.
Get on the hands, grounded to Downs. He throws out Damon, 1 away here in the top of the 8th. And right now we're going to head back to our studios, and Bob Lorenz has an update for us. Thank you, Bob. And the Yankees happy to hear that, of course. Big night for the captain. Home run, the first Yankee run, and a bases loaded walk. Picked up another RBI. Breaking pitch on the corner. You mentioned unflappable Chien-Ming Wang, and it's interesting the different cultures, because when you think of, Ichiro's a little animated, but Hideki Matsui, back when Nomo was successful, that's upstairs for a ball. Most of your Asian players, that's the way they're drilled. They don't show their emotions, and then most of the Latinos are just the opposite. They're always high-spirited, free-spirited, talkative, and you can see the difference there with Cabrera and Wang. But you could tell early in the game when Wang looked in at the home plate umpire, Bruce Dreckman, that he expressed there's some emotion going on inside there that you don't see on the outside. As if you missed it, weren't with us in the early innings, Chien-Ming Wang walked 3 hitters in the 2nd inning, worked out of it. and actually stared in at the umpire a couple times, and I don't think I've ever seen him do that.
No, we've never seen that. There is a fire in there. There's a drive, obviously, and Chien-Ming is actually very hard on himself.
Grounded toward third. Be a tough play by Gloss, but he makes it. Not in time. Jeter will beat it out. Played it as well as he could, and Derek hustling down the line smelled that base hit and got it.
The only play that Gloss had right here, try barehanded and come up with a good throw, and he executes the first part of it and isn't able to execute the second and make that good throw. It looks like Derek would have beat it out anyway for an infield hit. They would have had that beat anyway, and the best guy I played with doing that, Robin Ventura, here with the New York Yankees. I know Scott Brocious was great at it as well.
There's Abreu, and of course Brooks Robinson, the 16-time Gold Glover and Hall of Famer. He kind of, Brooksy would never feel that ball barehanded. He would always use his glove. Guys began to start using the bare hand, I think, when infield's got in better shape, and also with AstroTurf. Outside to Abreu, ball and a strike. A couple of young phenoms that the Yankees have coming up the farm system, producing here at the big league level. Abreu swings through that 1-2.
Trying to figure out that conversation, how that's going right there. A little Korean, Spanish. You said the universal language of baseball.
Right. Chien-Ming Wang broke out in a smile, so you know he understood it. 2-2 to Abreu.
Taiwanese, not Korean. Stand corrected. I'm sure Chin will get on me about that.
Outside full count. Now, from a catcher standpoint, did you have? We see that a lot. I mean, we talked about it with the Mariners with their catcher from Japan, that there has to be some communication. Did you have trouble communicating with him because of the language? Because he speaks it fairly well.
He speaks it fairly well. He seems to pick up things fairly easy. You know, I think.
Line drive. Jeter will get back in time. 2 away.
I think with Matsui, you see the same thing. You know, they understand what you're saying, but sometimes they don't feel comfortable expressing themselves to you. So with Chien-Ming, there was a lot of acknowledgement that he knew what I was saying, but there wasn't a whole lot of give and take coming back. But, you know, Jim, it's mechanical. It's keep your shoulder in there, slow your delivery down. You use your hands to talk. And
it's like looking at the third base coach. Big night for Alex. He's off to a great start in August. We mentioned last night that has been in his career his best month. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Chien-Ming Wang will not get a chance to do it, but the last Yankee pitcher, now he's communicating with Bubba. Melky's on a roll. Andy Hawkins actually pitched back-to-back shutouts back in 1989. Two and one. Actually, the thing that got it, the Yankees started back in the sixth inning wasn't so much Alex's hit, it was his slide. You know, if he gets thrown out there, that's in the dirt. Jeter will advance. If he gets thrown out, that takes a lot of starch out of a team, because you're saying, well, you had a leadoff single, and he looked like he's going to be out by 10 feet, but he gets in there. Next thing you know, Posada hits a home run, and the Yankees score 6 runs before it's over. And here it is. I mean, he was out by a long margin, but Aaron Hill with a little tentative tag and never did get him.
You know, it's amazing how one base running move like that fires up a dugout as well. The boys on the bench appreciate that.
Strike 2 in the inside corner, and the count's full. It's Jason Phillips back there doing the catching now, the ex-Met, backup catcher for the Blue Jays.
They brought him up here. They at sometimes like to have Greg Zahn and Benji Molina in the lineup at the same time, DH, and they both swing the bat pretty well.
In the air to center, hit well. Wells on the run, looking up. He's going to make the catch. A Gold Glover made it look easy. And he takes an extra base hit away from Alex Rodriguez. But the damage was done in the 6th, and we're heading to the 9th. Wang's night is over. Yankees lead it 7-0. Well, some of the sights, the plays, the reactions, the emotions in tonight's game, and that's what it adds up to. Mostly smiles for the Yankees. 7-0. Chien-Ming Wang again with 8 shutout innings. His night is over, and Ron Vallone, who did a great job last night, comes in again. Less than a hit per inning, and the walk strikeout ratio getting a little more in line. He'll face Vernon Wells to lead off the 9th. Wow, now that Vernon, you're better than that. He's too good a player. 7-0. And one thing you want to, you at least got to take a strike or make the pitcher throw a strike, and he chased one well out of the strike zone. Another one. That it almost looks like, well, we're down 7-0, but I'm gonna hit a home run. Now, we talked about the Blue Jays leading the league in hitting. Again, Posada wanted it inside. It was up and away, and he got him to swing at it. Talked about the Blue Jays leading the league in hitting, but the important number is scoring runs. And the important number most of the time, it goes up a little higher each year because hitting gets better, is to score 4. So it points out the Yankees have had enough offense all year. When you look at those numbers, the Tigers, 66 games, they've scored at least 4. Same for Minnesota. And now the Yankees have done it 62 times. That doesn't it? Actually, it's 63 with tonight. But they're actually the same number of wins when they do that, if they win tonight's game, as the Tigers. So they've had enough offense all year long, but it's nights like the last 2 nights with the relief pitching last night and Wang starting tonight that gets you in first place.
Joe Torre talks about it all the time, but the starting pitching sets the tone. Even a game like last night, Jared Wright is able to throw 5 quality innings. It sets the tone for the ball game, and it did tonight again.
Wells with a 2-out single.
Wells able to get a pitch out over the plate and took away that approach of swinging for the fences and just took what Vallone gave him, was able to drive it up the middle.
So a leadoff single here in the top of the 9th. Yeah, it's actually 66-66. The Yankees have done that 72 times. White Sox a few more, and so they have they're up there among the league leaders in scoring that many, 4 or more, a high percentage of times. And when you look back at the Yankee championship years in the late 90s, that's what they were doing better than any other team, is scoring 4 runs consistently. It's pulled foul. Some of those team averages can be so deceptive. Third base umpire playing around with the fans. He stuck the ball in his pocket. I think he's going to give it to him in a minute. No, maybe not. He's going to keep that one.
Might have heard some choice words down there during the evening, and a little payback. Fans aren't going to appreciate that. And Jimmy, get back to the 4 more runs. I mean, the players have to get the credit, but you know, Don Mattingly and Joe Torre being able to mix and match this lineup and still being able to produce like that after losing Matsui and Sheffield. I mean, it's a credit to the players, but to the coaching staff as well.
That pitch outside to Gloss, 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Mike Myers getting ready. If it appears that Vallone is having trouble throwing the ball over the plate since he got 5 outs in last night's game, they won't leave him out there too long. Big swing by Gloss, just missed that one, 2-2.
Ron Vallone had a very nice year so far, but he's an important piece. He's really stretched out that bullpen a little bit. And talked a little bit about it earlier. Scott Proctor got a little bit more of a rest. His stuff has come back. He looks good again. And Ron Vallone pitching some big innings. Not this one here, but some tight ball games.
3-2.
Earn Joe Torre's trust, and when you do that, you're going to find yourself out there in some big spots. So deserves a lot of credit. He wasn't going to give him a low one that he likes, huh, Kitty?
Tied a little bow tie on. A lot of times those pitches really aren't as far inside as they look, but hitters have a tendency to dive into the ball a little bit, so they look much closer to them. Deep center, hit well. Bubba's on the run, looking up, and this is into the black seats. Troy Gloss with a monster home run gets the Blue Jays on the board, make it 7-2.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Troy Glaus, low ball hitter. He gets a changeup down middle, and he knew what to do with it up in the black.
Well, our broadcast colleague Kenny Singleton was the first one to go up there in the black seats, but we've seen it happen more and more times as the years roll on. Now Greg Zahn will pitch hit for Lyle Overbay. In for a strike. From a psychological standpoint, I mean, you talked about the job Vallone has done, and he figures 7-0 lead. You know, why stretch him out anymore? It's a hot night, so you try to milk 3 outs out of your bullpen. But from a psychological standpoint, when the Blue Jay hitters see Chien-Ming Wang leave the game, they say, I got a chance to pick up a base hit.
That's exactly right.
On the corner, 1-2. He joined us late. Good pitchers duel between Chien-Ming Wang and Ted Lilly till the bottom of the 6th. Derek Jeter hit a home run in the 3rd. That was the only Yankee run through the first 5. Wang struggled early. It's good breaking pitch in, and Zahn takes it. Called strike 3. 1 away in the 9th. Wang walked 3 in the 2nd, but continued to pitch out of trouble. And then the Yankees blew it open in the 6th. Make it 7-0. And we'll tell you that Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the all-new Civic from Honda. It'll reverse your thinking. Hinske takes high for a ball.
Chien-Ming Wang fan.
He's got a lot of them.
Yeah, like what he saw tonight.
Good fastball. 1-1 to Hinske. Tomorrow afternoon, Corey Lytle will make his Yankee debut.
I hate to do this, but Corey Lytle, a sinker ball pitcher just like Chien-Ming Wang, doesn't quite have the velocity that Chin has.
Good fastball, 1-2.
He's a crafty veteran, knows how to move the ball around, cut the ball a little bit. Nice little split finger that he can throw in there, but
managers like to split their pitchers up in terms of their style. Now, Lytle throws a sinker, but he's not a power sinker like Chien-Ming Wang. He's got a lot of variety of stuff, so it'll give the Blue Jays a different look. Just missed, 2-2.
Corey's got to be feeling good about the Yankee lineup scoring runs, and we talked about it earlier. He's the type of guy who'll keep you in ball games and score some runs for him. He's going to win you some games down the stretch here.
Fouled out of play. I would think one thing a general manager would look at, and I'm sure Brian Cashman does, is you start looking at guys' records. Sometimes it can be deceiving, because if you pitch well for second division teams, sometimes when you get in a pennant race, it's a whole new atmosphere and you don't handle it. But Lytle pitched well for the Oakland A's when they won the division. Another good swing by Hinske. Blue Jays have had a lot of good two-strike swings. They have not made it easy for the Yankee pitchers, even though it took them to the 9th inning before they scored a couple runs.
Getting back to Corey Lytle, too. He pitched on the other side of town here, so he knows what New York is all about, and I'm sure he won't shy away from it.
Full count to Hinske. Vallone laboring a little bit, just trying to get through this 9th inning and save the other guys in the bullpen. Got him. Good fastball upstairs. And Hinske down on strikes, and the Yankees 1 out away from another win and another series win. And you can keep it right here after the last out for the Nissan postgame with Bob Lorenz, Bobby Mercer, and Nancy Newman. That'll feature detailed analysis of tonight's game, interviews with players, scores and highlights from around baseball. They'll update the Red Sox-Indians game. The Nissan postgame immediately following the game, only on Yes. Inside corner for a strike, rather, to Jason Phillips, his first at bat of the game, entered after John Gibbons took Benji Molina out of the lineup. In the air to center. Bubba Crosby's there, and he puts it away. So Vallone surrenders the monster home run to Gloss, but he finishes the game. The Yankees win it 7-2. Another dominant performance by Wang. 15 ground ball outs. Bobby Abreu got his first couple Yankee hits. And it all adds up to another win in the Bronx. And the Yankees are assured now of winning another series. 7-2 Yankees. Wang the winner. Ted Lilly the ex-Yankee the loser. Lots more to talk about when we come back to the Bronx and give out the player of the game, show you the play of the game. We come back to Yankee Stadium right after this.
各位观众，这场比赛洋基跟红袜3连战的第2场比赛洋基队是乘胜追击，抱着昨天获胜的动能来到今天这场比赛，最后还是以7-2打败了蓝鸟队拿下了最近的3连胜了。而且蓝鸟队现在距离洋基跟红袜是越来越远了，而且也是王建民今年球季的第13场的一个胜利，而且最近是5连胜，在主场是9连胜，哇，真的是很多连胜的一个数字所以让王建民可以说表现出他最近的状况是非常的稳定，而且这场比赛8局的投球又再度没有失分，只被打4支安打，3个保送，3个三振， 104球的投球，69个好球只有35个坏球，好坏球的比率也几乎正好是2比1，自责分率再度下降，降到了3.58。这样的一个自责分率，对一个好投手来说，就算是非常及格了。过去超过4的自责分率是需要有努力的，那现在降到3.58，就算是非常非常理想了。那当然，王建民已经是连续2场比赛没有掉分。那这一次这场比赛的 Play of the Game 是选了Jorge Posada 在6局下半，当 ERA 在2垒垒包的情况下，他打出了2分打点全垒打，使得原本双方只有1分的差距变成了3分的差距，也就是那个全垒打打醒了整个洋基队的打线，结果在那个半局一口气得到了6分，奠定了胜机。蓝鸟队只有在9局上半靠着 Boss 的2分打点全垒打是得到了分数，所以这就最后的结果7比2，洋基获胜。王建民拿下今年球季的第13胜，而且王建民算起来已经是连续18局没有掉分了，所以王建民这个连续没有掉分的记录还可以这个往前推升到多少局呢？那当然，你不要错过了下一场公共电视为您所转播的王建民的先发。我们就预告一下，王建民下一场的先发就将在下礼拜3，经过5天的休息，因为下礼拜2是一个休息日他没办法，这个洋基队是没有比赛，所以下礼拜3 8月9号早上8点钟，洋基队要跟卫冕的世界大赛冠军白袜队来进行比赛。那这场比赛的 Play of the Game， 当然就选的是王建民了。王建民8局的好投，只被打4支安打，没有让蓝鸟队得到任何的分数，而且又是让蓝鸟队打了非常多的滚地球，还有一次双杀打的出现。唯一发生危机的就是在第2局投了3个保送，而且被打了1支安打，但是对手一次看错暗号的盗垒失败。也帮了王建民的忙，所以使得王建民现在连续18局没有掉分，顺利拿下了今年球季的第13胜。这是王建民今天精彩优异的一个投球表现。那这场比赛，我相信大家看到非常过瘾。王建民延续前一场的完封，今天虽然还是有完封的机会，但是总教练考虑到他体能的问题，而且这名投手现在对洋基队是太重要了，不能够把他投累了，所以还是保护他，让他投完8局，用了104球就退场。我甚至觉得他第8局都可以不用再投，因为这场比赛摆明了Joe Torre是不可能让他做完投的。所以如果一开始就没有这样计划的话，干脆第8局那13球就不用投，投完7局的91球的时候就可以退场了。对王建民反而是会有收到更好的一个保护的效果。但不管怎么样，王建民还是顺利拿下胜投已经现阶段在美联仅次于这个底特律老虎队一个14胜的投手，就是 Verlander， 等于是排名胜投排行榜。现在在美联是排名第2名，整个大联盟也是只有Verlander 一个14胜的投手，所以等于王建民是排在第2位，当然争取胜投王是有机会的。那今天转播到这里要告一段落了，谢谢你的收看，我是袁定文，我们下一次再会。